eba yi endra NIA adwuma for a declare strike eka NIA omo ena Ghana card adwuma no omo hwe so nti omo declare strike yi ewunsunsun so bebre ti e de ho asem eba NPP party no issue statement and pay megina so e di dwudwam enso di abro OSP yes wache former GR boss Reverend Dr. Amisha Dai yes wache no enipa mienu eka ne ho omobone ene sen na edien enoma yinti a yera Amisha Dai yache omunti yede sa enkomo no so ebebro ene enkomo hodo pi wo de obon krata mu na ewa abonti nyina so yene mu ibidi ho enkomo ye ho a very disturbing pictures and pay wo Kofi Ochre Daakon Donald Friend KOD on the director of Diaspora Affairs Office of the President ye ho disturbing photos wo ni Facebook page and pay a very very disturbing say emema mienu a wo mu ekisi painting the picture say omo ye gay for na omo anya baabia anya no as a Independence Square, the Independence Square of the Republic of Ghana, the Blaster Square. The hono na omo fe omo ho ano and you say KOD e dey beto the Facebook and pay a very sad day for Ghana, meaning say o promote gayism because yeah the ashan into your hands until be ana or the gay for beba Ghana so be any senso or be a gay festival so be I don't know. Very very unfortunate, very disturbing. Say another afa ye the gay semono Independence Square be a Ghana ye GFA hudi no ho ena ene turumu fo kwakwaji ho de aboso ha adwen nti eba no pe a eno ibidi ho enkomo midi edi Kwaku Dawuro. I am your movement man with the technical and production team ni nyina ase ebre du say say me di dwudwam de ebronti yanko na yenye kama na fi yento aso. Me the MPP General Secretary krata bi emao ebe ya fa krata no to so na yene tifo enkinkan sa krata no pay hona medwudwa mu no ejina ene on movement in the morning enti ode MPP General Secretary krata no ebeba na afi ode bawia na yene tifo nyina akenkan. Okay, so krata no enim as you can see on the letterhead of the New Patriotic Party. Date was here 24th June 2025. It's a endra and a sacrate Bible say for immediate release. New Patriotic Party to invite all presidential hopefuls take disciplinary action against Bono Regional Chairman Mr. Kwame Bafo alias Abronye. The National Steering Committee of the New Patriotic Party at its meeting on Tuesday, June 24, 2025, resolved as follows. 1. To invite all personalities who have so far publicly declared their intention to contest in the forthcoming NPP presidential primaries to join a meeting with the Steering Committee and National Council of Elders. The meeting, which is expected to discuss matters of mutual interest, is scheduled to take place on Thursday, July 3, 2025. 2. Refers the Bono Regional Chairman, Mr. Kwame Bafo alias Abronye, to the party's National Disciplinary Committee for breaching directives of National Council, cautioning him to refrain from making unguarded public comment. Asante Pacho, yento aso treno emra na yenko yenim. I think that is the last part of the year. Say, direct the immediate cessation of all caucuses or associations of present and former party executives, government appointees holding meetings with presidential aspirants in breach of the party's regulation. The party wishes to once again remind members of their constitutional obligation to protect the party unity, to abide by and publicly support the party's decision to refrain from engaging in acts that threaten party cohesion. Signed, Justin Kodua Frimpong, General Secretary, and Ode Eba Abontin. Tui, Krata, the General Secretary, Ede Aba Abontin. Asante Medase. Sir, if my memory can serve me right, I think so. When the third statement, General Secretary Kodua caution statement or issue for the party. Now, Abrea o issue caution statement, Now the conduct statement, seeking to kill na kosoro. Enti Abrea or the directive eba na enipa ko wayward more. Abrea part issue statement say emo bia nye campaign then crofo yep campaign more. Abrea party issue statement say emo bia nkwa bontin ko kansem bia e de party ni din beba disrepute then crofo ye more. I'm wondering ninti ye refer obi to say abronye to the party's disciplinary committee na honorable Stephen and I said Dr. Stephen Amoa sticker ono de won koye ye refer to the disciplinary committee. And you see aksemo maka na anopayin so me sign esisu bio say as a party somebody ehwehwani mu di duduma mo begu party National Steering Committee somebody ehwehwani mu party a mo begu party yanim say enipa ne bi aye say ombema adwuma no aye den ama General Secretary any national chairman of the party mpanifo enti enipa ne bi a ehya ase yeto aba December 7 yeto aba December 7 na ememeda meboa kwasiada anopa December 8 9 a.m. ena Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia conceded defeat adiache December 10 and December 9 sorry adiache 9 ena party panibi ene nkrofo meeting that very night na ena flyer eba bonten say obe contest the next NPP presidential election. Party penifo huye party penifo ehuye. In fact that very week and I say a week after ena ye nkrofo bi ye press conference Kumase bebeka ho asem wo ha ehona the accusation say Dr. Bawumia eye kremoni nti NMP Ghana fo anto abama no ehona the shase Kumase a group na omoye aligned with one of the aspirants nkrofo atiesim ehyiahia nkrofo party mpanifo de ayi abase ema obi anye campaign by yehu party mpanifo a movie from one campus to the other, one region to the other. Yehyiahia nkrofo eda yeye mampon hina yie yeye mampon hina yie nkrofo ani abre na nkrofo ani damojem na obi ehia a party polling station executives ewo asore dan mu ewo mampon your campaign. But each day, Biano General Secretary issue statement cautioning party executives and Abria issue statement na enyema west. And I can promise him say party no because we behave say there in the coming days because enyema will go haywire. then it will they can't control it. And that was the reason why in Tia then Crofonso a pushy Mahmoud Bawumia and some other aspirants so many do some back contest say, hey, Etumudiamotiho, some of the Mubu party mra, Etimumpia botin kwa campaign, Mudia Mubu party mra, and a mutuonum, and then Crofoya campaign, and ye can some guso, and a Bawumia demu, and then Crofor can some guso, and then Crofor can some guso, and the Nipeko, and Pisa Tiesim, we are Tiesim, and the Echo, and the Umpiano, Nipanasa, Bawumia, Umpian Nipanasa, and a Bawumia demu, a day, we are Vice President Bium, and then Crofor, and the Ahomatiasa. Idu baby no date ni buy up na so di ne ho soa e so pia bonti no so e sha se engaging crofo and crofo kasa we nyina party penefo e hwe. And the reason why in tia party no issue caution through general secretary na still enema caution say the party is refusing or failing to bite. Party na ko say you see afra boy bi a toothless bulldog wo kramanya yedi yen safa na num ehun se ne sinyina atutuo na enu nti opowo kra no a obi afobia ho obi enka hwe. From the days of Honorable Sarah Asafo, only first person this year you refer to a disciplinary committee and na me nuapani and madamfo and next kufi osu bempa ono so you refer to a disciplinary committee. We are being told today say abronyen so you refer to disciplinary committee. Omo kra di omo koye no what has happened? In fact, a day you befre address a fufran and tuma echo party headquarters or koya is disciplinary committee and translate to a sanashada omunum da ebe custom be seen the yenkai. Maintain say NS Kofi Osu Bempaso, maintain say a disciplinary committee afreno. Banano beti say national council mokoko. Nti minim say bia or disciplinary committee no and sana all national council no dia and the minim. But Ghana for any party for name the outcome of two cases no. A whole lot of other cases. Oko social media so a. Kwana question someone ekoso. And na kwasi kwatin etimi gina ka say metimi aka esusu pain say President Akufo-Addo a wode Bawumia baaye no on support Bawumia biem. Now dragging the former president's name into disrepute. Then who here? Now Crawford can say, I and Crawford attack President Akufo-Addo. Now, what for say President Akufo-Addo tia bemupa? Then Crawford so supported Dr. Bawumia. May Kaide be refer to that instance. A former MP for a friend is saying Sylvester Tete. The referee constituency no. Yes, so man sorry jina ho meeting ase ebisa ne say won na wonam ka kire Crawford say me share party for so support Bawumia no. Ma frau wonya me appointee won support Alanche Martin ma frau da atwete say wan support Bawumia me yiwadi nti adenti na wonam na wo ka kire Crawford say me share Crawford so support you bi enne omampani Akufo-Addo aba humdiem a ese papa no etena na ni onyamu na ne nimdi a wo na ode bua party no na wo tena kire mampani John Ajekum Kufuor papa kwa humdiem yi yantida say party asem internal election even governance abrian this wa bemu yantida edi isi asem bia ba eche so boroso na papa ache na adwi kakra ewo ho obetimi aka ache me say after say President Kufuor efri abemu no obi te say President Kufuor ba bonten ana true ne ally bi ebe kan say we dey me person obedi party secretary we dey me person obedi chairman we dey me person obedi president o ti so bi President Kufuor kan sa President Akufo-Addo ko fie publicly match say President Akufo-Addo waka ba bonchen abeka say ba ye wo bi to say kwasi kwaten a wonam media house to media house na all ka say President Akufo-Addo en support Bawumia biem enti nkrofo nkoto aba enti Bawumia because President Akufo-Addo a ode Bawumia bae no won support Bawumia biem meaning say President Akufo-Addo na asoma kwasi kwaten say onko ka sansam ne dia I don't know. But se o party mu no penit se na Akufo-Addo na babia na nu nyama dui na wabafie na papa eti na ohome ogina home na nkrofo ekọ ne nchen ekosra na ye kra ekosra no na nkrofo ekosra no ekogi afutu otimi tam papa epanimu sei na wodo na media mu na wodo kan samwa ebe wiase no then you get people saying say oh okay se kwasi kwaten abeka baako waka ne mienu waka ne miensa na se President Akufo-Addo office e me respond ye dia then e bia na ye no kre say what yensem akwasi kwati eka echi so you get people also responding in a way why ye papa Akufo-Addo, which is also not fair to him because he intending can so we're making any public pronouncement on the internal elections are ekoso party ni ntwe obi aso nti obi atimi ye ne opebia fa ne hudi ene obi atimi ye bibia fa ne hudi afei ansana General Secretary Asante Krata ba bium say Emma former appointees any obia group bia nkosi obia any obia nkoye campaign nti afei ni bahunu say amanfo ye campaign ana say bi obi si mu binti no na afei de ye kwoshen krofo amanfo sha say ye share test from campus to campus no and na national party no the national steering committee na muso amonya where so one of the presidential candidate aspirants no enam campus to campus share test for share nkrofo manpon yire yi ase manpon hene na yi ase yekosia party for na efiri mu ba ye na nya de be 2 weeks na emma party no bad press some amun ba omi asimu binti ana na afei de prekope party no abo pitira sori aka say afei de ye de ehye ato obi asemu obi anhye obi ana ye hwe kwan a party ni be fa so enforce sa directive omo de aben because we omo ntimi enforce dia what it means ne say then enema be ginsem and at some way me can on the 6th of February 2025 abria mrantie bi ye press conference okumase eka say omo MPP for concern for na omo ba omia e mani be di party anim because oye ekremuniti na be kan say se party no antwe sankrofo na so a na se omo jai na mpanifo bi de omo ho gimu a asem no ebegi nsemu ene enipa miensa ya refer omo to the disciplinary committee no omo bia no ya akola Honorable Sarah Adjuasafo oye about 3 times member of parliament for Domoko Abenya oye former deputy majority leader, in fact the first female leader MPP Anyano parliament obeye minister enti oye ba NPP a onya kola wom. The second person a part no refer to the disciplinary committee eye NS Kofi Owusu Bempa Bonsu and also so and now me no ka say oye deputy director communications Emma party no and also so the fair National Council says onu so okobi because or a party penny and now the third person a party say we refer no to the disciplinary committee the Bono regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party or say a former regional youth organizer for the same region abra na ni nyina Bono ahafo no a regional youth organizer and then or your Bono regional chairman or only the third person a party no I refer no to the disciplinary committee. It tells you the caliber of people are MPP mo. Menim nienti a besi na Honorable Stephen Amo asikaye mfre no because Honorable Stephen Amo na Samuel kan no even worse and dangerous in fact to the whole party because NPP amani hu na wahu Ghana ha nyina na say yeso ompe entafo asem ompe nkremofo asem enti MPP is compelled in a way say on every presidential ticket obi official ma or a Muslim ebe 2 tickets from 92 it has been there. In fact that is the reason why people are kicking against the election of deputy executives say be a deputy general secretary ni ade no and still people think we have to appoint so that the lacuna no can be the mischief now after election can be cured. And she said, Honorable Stephen Amwa, a general baby, a painted the impression trying to be a free ho, na no be a free MPP, a free ho say MPP and no be anti can say MPP and pen cremufasem, will be anti can say MPP and pentafasem because NPP are yes something to be any bidder in this country. So be the a Muslim leader from 1975. Ghana, independence, 1957. 1957, party be any bidder. A major party be no have a bidder, but MPP aye. Et you know, and now maybe a kakono, se party before and sorry. Now way, I nye final statement every general secretary in Chabadia. General, unim, me matna fidie so e declare say election na ebe me support obed no. Enti me last person meye bibia me de begu hu fi. But I'm telling you today, say statement out there about Monty, say man to me I enforce so dear, then I'm telling you that the party will be dead and gone. Will be a for party in your review. Then it will be better some beja party in no be any ope. Say statement amodia bay, say Emma obia group bia, say a current or former appointees, and any structure of the group, and more be encosia almost on your more campaign. Someone to me I enforce so dear, general may can natural, then it means that there will be no party. Because more the directive need be by and Crawford Sheshi and Crawford your campaign a man can read. And yes, also dear, and Crawford dream besha you almost say, Mom pe candidate need the assem. Inti be the omo ye campaign no among kasa, na munya hu so bia ba be ye bi pe, na what directive aba EDBC say any panakwan. Inti we are pleading with you, say the party must be strong and the party must be fair. And that has been the position of the Honorable Damboche. Said the NPP need a stronger party. Say party need a strong, not party need general. No person. In fact, we have been in this country at the national chairman and the general secretary and the second vice chairman. NPP at time general I suspend the omni akwa win election. No one is bigger than the party. Obian who abro party ni so. Se party na timi suspended national chairman, general secretary, second vice national chairman. No akọ ahead. Ako wini election there. What it means ni say with or without any member of this party, the NPP can win election. And the indiscipline na what NPP muno, it must stop today and it must stop now. And yes, dear, it should kiss 2028 goodbye. Because now me so na bo ya abo amaka wo city say indisciplinary party no afei they do the apex level obi afo obi anya hwe o party nim because party no ya nkrofo do mon safa party nanum ehun say esin bia ni ho obi ade beka mon transim obi ahunahuna mo ona bo ana chema tene kan obi ade na wanya ye hunahuna wo mo transim obi ahunahuna mo na mo fa hu emene kasei jauna so obi din semuna montwe na so ene ma party ye party abire ona bokakra samoa eye ne mabi dambotwe yi na di dambotwe trokrata eyi kakra samoa di at the time kakra samoa no jana so dambotwe as general secretary what trokrata eyi kakra samoa di ne kakra samoa ye NDC ni enti no baati ni mun suro bia o mun fa mu nansi fam se mo se AIA kwasi mensan na a obenten so ya enu so ye na party no ensan fa na nunyam enfra biem na party no emra ne ho so anopai we ni dwudwam a me de bre o me din ni Kwaku Dawuro aha ye wuntumi radio 95.9 any movement television so mama makwaba Yankofo ase papa ai koka inti na yede nyame ase so ho ye koka maachi na aboko de
nyame ti ase
yede Nyankopon ase yede Nyankopon ase papa anopay ayi judwamasi eba fasi inti omontachi on it quickly na yetimi akoye ne
daro ya ncha Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ne yiri Ajia Samira Baumia nso wokoy waba akote nya nanim ewo Conakry aba ti chia omo na do dan Kwaku Fado ne yiri ye mami Rebecca Kufado nso ye mama chia no pay na fi the gentle giant my president John Ajikum Kufonso anope ya chia no baby obia minority leader Osahene Kwame na afenyo marking ye mo achi ne deputy na wo Patricia Piaje so ye chia o sa ne ye chia minority chief whip Honorable Frankano Dompreni ni deputy Honorable Jerry Ahmed any minority caucus ni nyina Professor Kingsley Nyako oye kwada so MP ye chiao dan me single out because we the big brother na program we da bia no pa no an ye bi anti ye mo achia na ne yi mo a enno no nti ye chiachia wo bia mesiseli Emilia ese du US eno ni pamu ye te won ka che ye se yi aba Frey na ye hunu kwa nyina be fa so na eyi no yanso ye be boa na etumi aye Big Sarah ewo Asafo Kumasi okumade woni ne maame ye chioma no pay misa samochi ne abusuafo amuti nyina Kumasi Ghana ha ba bia ye chechia mo na daro ensem ha na adafu bi wo Kumasi airport and about Masimos ensem ha because ya na de bia me ka se adenti na bibi koso ye twenya ma ekodum pempenso bi ansa na ya bam na ama nipa adwindwin bibi foforo empanifo bu be se dua nya webo won ye tuase ya nsen so enti bible se entokwa emunya nya din no na wotwa so na sumdua ba ti ade no bobo ba entra ho mane nkodu baabi a afedi obi ade no bagimu bi ansa Ghana sa na ye ade no political parties wa hai ba ko start no odi nsemu na empanifo wo man mu behwai ayehwe han sa ko sise the other one no so ba tiasimu bie afedi no mu sa ade no aye critical afedi na NDC ni MPP de mo ye ni munyai sa na wo Ghana ha se ya na ewo MPP mu yakoto abawie se de na o kan yato aba 7 December main leader olidi MPP ade kin ya wa concede for the sake of peace wa concede 8 December mu hwede ndisi fo ye ana nko ka se wo twen ama electoral commission na be declare san anka me hu de be si Ghana wa concede tempo ade kin ya na a failed aspirant a wo ko election wo fail ye no wo lose ye no na wasase ana nkrofo aye meeting anadwono a ade atiye na flyer ababontin and pertinent mi anka ho hwe atina ho ama wate asim ba omi aye kremoni nti ena olusu ye wo yesremoni nti ena olusu ye party ni mpanimfo na mto na mhwe no na fe wanya ne nkrofo nso ate asim na ye press conference wo Kumase ne ye kan sema kese ni nyina in his favor na mto na mohwe na said o kasa no saa so na ne chidifo kasa yatia na bobobi ede na kwasi kwa tin kikan ye ede na osuba mpankan ye ede na sekan kan ye omnya ne kene de Japan crofo owo keka kasa nsem we nyina no a munim se de how beba obi betumi a respond no. What did you do? What me atina hosan then obi su tisimu bidi a afa na no se ye twa ba mo yasa brebia no makwan me nipa kan nsem bia nsese nipa ka gozo obi ene obetumi aso nipa nyina ani o and this asam no aba na mo ntimi ansechire na nka ebra sese mo ka na mani di nsemu wi ansan ma basem beka aha no ani awudie na sese di na di awie dem be ye bia mfa so ani su bio ti say mo se ye chichire party na se party no yo bia ye pedia o party ni mu dia anye asam ba entempa munsi ano mama obi kwa ma ni nye de obeya nkodura chiri nwie ya yes o better late than never but they do me be ye late wi a asan ma wie ansan ma wie brofo ye kansa akwa de so ye na ye wie awudi asese de na adi awie enti u de wa be ye bia no emfaso ni su biu mama obi hunu se media me kasa obi etimi enka na asem na obi de okasa obi betimi aka na asem party na wo ho no obi ani ho a o majority shares wum awo Ghana ha enti wo fi se wo na party na ya wo di a jai na me ti so obi kase wo ya MPP ni am se ha ya akura nwere no na fi se wo na ye popular na obi a na free party num wo se grassroots ya wo di a free party num na koto party na yo se MPP grassroots na wo se ya wo di a no on ba be do achi a amasa anti mumfa nipa nim hu aso se dem ko obedi du atem aso se de oka papa ayama wo de beto abonten ene party no problem me hwe ni ye
koga mo inti o
na chia yahwefo na chia tifo chia mpenifo nyina Nathaniel Mafu Jesse michia wa no pay former deputy minister attorney general Diana Sinobada pa mechia Okoboy me pacho me your sure so when you miss calls in pacho bomodi and everything asema here can
also on pick oko honorable Okoboy and also be the regional minister no wa ben regional chairman wa ben mu no fa ko be opposition so on pick ko honorable Okoboy wa ben mu no on pick ko obo opposition so on pick ko no be the regional chairman no koka so no adanfo no e no peke oko dia
for wo bibi on say wo gba ejeke
okay
ejeke wo je shon ye duru ho
enti e truduru a ye be mu ne danta honorable Okoboy on peke ko o friend na won fa o sendi ni
se baye na wakoto no ye ka che o say afase na o say dundum banza se o disi so e bia e be hu
o wa ban mu no na on fa course wo so abo position so still on fa call and obedi national regional chairman Greater Accra na de say pag divide go home ko che no san ko bi mu kura say ye divide go home so abre by we dey say de na say be pa na che no san ko ba ko aka ho ba ko no so nya 7 6 o kro nya 5 as to we ni no go divide go mu echi aw
masema oka se nansia uhu se akwesi kwatin kotena Joy News akwa why ready say okwakoye banter about who leads MPP. This is obi a watana abemu me pacho party etumi eko stop program no what I say it took individuals any Dennis any stop here yenhwe no mabi ayeye ebinuma yomani asio say omu yesi me hu say sanctions bi aba nkrofo bi so what is wrong everywhere baby a enye bia no enye baby a enye bia no na enye ye momodi answer ye bibia say ya na bibia wrong because hwe abua papo eboka akotena net 2 obi di nkrofo atem obi twa nkrofo atem oba betro normal Facebook.
Okay, koka homesona menko ahoma so emra Haruna Muhammad Deputy General Secretary the New Patriotic Party Amanyuko no yene no eni komaka. Prof, good morning.
Good morning, Dawuro.
Nyame adome ho ye na nso e.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so two issues. And yedi kan and it's ene party no edi djuma sronko ewo party headquarters. The second one and it's Ndroy who says statement if he party headquarters e buyer na general secretary nsa e shase. Yefa no shase. Na edien na party ni person communicate to party supporters and Ghanaians.
Dawuro the yedi kan we be share obi biara or tie movement TV this morning. and panelists are more and also in the steering committee of the party no ACIA na omushia no omudi nkomo bebre na omuwie ya no that 3-point statement no na my boss assigning no was what was decided by the steering committee said omo and community emma the rank and file of the party. First point on the letter, I can for the invitation of potential aspirants, the steering committee, the elders of the party, the National Council of Elders of the party, Asia on Wednesday. Now, Mobakata, for the unity, the progress, the forward march, any Yama, every year. Na kamum MIA nina and the particular meeting no so that is next week Thursday with the steering committee. These are one of the steps that hard will come to one place. Now on the spirit of the new patriotic party. The second point we here any explanation is a referral based on the discussions the parent committee and some other information available to them. Here said they must be fair hearing and for the party to take a very difficult decision they must be that ultra person who fair hearing with regards to the decision of the party. The third point, the cessation of caucuses. Any meetings are party for a year with potential aspirants and whether present executives and after previous executives. Yes, everybody hands up should see the organizing and conduct of such meetings. Conduct of the party with regards to such primaries, clearly states that leaders and as party executives should desist from this open meetings with regards to them until nominations are open. And the third point is a reiteration and to declare that it should be an outright cessation because never be back now some degree behind the scenes when you say caution is part of measure degree but the steering committee I will say let's reiterate and make sure we also invite the people and if say we against the standard practice then the national party will have no option.
Okay. Prof, Wadaroma, I'm the first point in the day. Me ni ho asem because in order say empaniphobia to say an party ni be so be sure. Me wo issue with the second and the third point of the statement. That second point, Modi can refer empaniphobia nu Honorable Adwasafo any NSO Subempa Edema disciplinary committee. But what's the state of sir directive na say disciplinary action no ansana abronyen so ekwe?
Unfortunately, I'm a member of the disciplinary committee. Disciplinary committee is chaired by Dawuro, former road minister, Amwakwata, and the secretary to the disciplinary committee, Dawuro Patrick Yabuama, and they are the perfect people that are responding because our report and that and just say there were disciplinary issues informal.
Okay. But part of steering committee, part of national executive committee, and are part of national council. So from what you are saying, it means the disciplinary committee, and for a report to be a MRE steering committee, national executive committee, and then the national council on those two issues.
Point of correction, we are member of the steering committee.
Okay.
A member of National Executive Committee.
Okay.
And a member
of National Council. May I say for the correction?
Any report, any report,
Okay, but don't you think, sir, the failure on the part of the party to investigate whatever issue before the disciplinary committee and take action, and still and some keep on referring issues to the disciplinary committee?
In the disciplinary committee, no, and the secretary is there, which is actually Abuama, honorable. Almost to attention, but when you say the work of the disciplinary committee, no, they said that cost within a certain period of time. But any report, it's very difficult for me to speak to their work. So
all right.
I am not a member of the committee, and the constitution so anxious the report every while. There were disciplinary and more. I also draw the attention of leadership to the fact that this is the questions that are in my list for the media cycles.
Well, Wadaroma, and I will be fair to you, but normally, say you refer some disciplinary committee, as I say, how many weeks, how many months, and how many years, and son can we?
Ultimately, any or more, they are seized with the power to answer all these questions.
All right, Medasim. The last point, the cessation of meetings, campaigning, and all that. So, my memory serves me right after the NPP defeat, when the third caution statement the General Secretary issue. Now, anytime you issue statement in the Biano, you who say these activities no esrana echo. And Makano pay says that statement dia, then I think say the party will fail to keep the process in check going into the election 2028. I don't think we issue caution we are then for echo the other year otherwise no.
I'm very happy, sir. Which means yes, I have particular observations. I say the leadership of the party are very patient. The leadership of the party are following a certain trend. Sir, enough evidence of caution, enough evidence of reminder. Kwaku pair. All media outlets, any members of the party will generally agree with us because enough has been given to them, and definitely there will not be any option than to crack the whip. And because we have given them enough warning, enough caution, enough. And we don't want to take that difficult decision now because I said, we've done advice, we've done caution, we've done reminders, we've done we know the culture of will not have any option than to crack it. And definitely over here.
Waka, you bet fast as same way. And near fast statement we as the last question you be expected to see action say immediately ti ye no betwere ho woni yenka ho asem na dwumadi ekoso ewo party headquarters no pacho e airport na moye
at the party headquarters they launch the party Ideological Institute. I know like the party school yeah, coming and some over 4-5 years now. Yeah, coming successive administration bodies, programs, and so. But to say Eura civil in Ayensu in team, any Eura Justin Kodia from Paul Abreso coming into action. All former leaders, any current leaders, I want to use this opportunity appreciate more efforts to the the party school coming into action today. Here we are Stephen Tim and General Secretary Omaya Ajiye. The structures of the party no ewo and the school no so ewo at the party headquarters. And then the baby school no na school no ewo the structure ebitimi afa eye iduma na betre efa the philosophy of the party, the values of the party, the history of the party, the campaign strategy, any nema dodoa ehia say it me etre onwa omuji disu say the center right political party, the conservative party such as the New Patriotic Party, ebitimi anya kukudro na ebitimi asua what our party is. All party leaders are compulsory learning something from the institute and a certificate from the institute. Other party supporters can voluntarily apply, and the school will be on campus and off campus. The satellite campuses the regions program outline all the programs are every year and outlining the activities of the school. Yewura, former President Kufo or Bewaho will be a very key person in cutting the tape for the school to be opened.
All right, Prof. Anopei medawase inti 10 o'clock yewie show na yebeba na yenimu nyina bebom na yedituma no na mum obesrae na ache inti bomodin na boabo ahona next week yenu insia yeda sepa. All right. Prof. Haruna Mohammed, a Deputy General Secretary, the New Patriotic Party, and Anopei Yatinika. Hi, Wun to me radio 95.9 and Movement Television. Patrick Bredu SND, very interesting message on our YouTube. Or say, Patrick Boama was sitting on radio lamenting over indiscipline issues in the party. Yet, it is in his power to call people to order. Abronya will go and teach them a useful lesson today. Well, that part is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Honorable. I didn't know. Say Honorable Patrick Boaman, the Secretary to the Disciplinary Committee. Yes. And I know TTV so and I also say disciplinary party. Yes. Well, I refer issue amamo. Address of issue no koye emro bosumi miensa. Yes. Disciplinary Committee only Honorable Amakwanta. Munti international kai. Now we are Honorable Patrick Boaman. Akotena TV so na we say disciplinary party. Zani yade. And niema say why say we tua na mobi na discipline ba party no asem da wanim onkai. Na wo so to TV so say party ni discipline nim.
Amanko fibu asuma no bi na.
Enu bi no.
Won asem na enu asem Africa say o hwe nkrofo na e show gross disrespect na. Omunim the structures of party no and they know the people involved no eso ka ho ne ye de no. She nkrofo na ya bo mu din nyina. Evata ajimisem. Na say honorable Amakwata, Matthias Ubedi na also person din national chairman. Nkrofo kaso of a no nonsense person. Now if of a no nonsense person now of a disciplinary committee of only the chairman of the disciplinary committee and the party went me after discipline bemu na then in fact forgive me, then you have no excuse, you have no you have no business coming to be the national chairman because I support it.
Me for discipline.
Yes,
because you have the power today. Say refer as a man. Honorable Sarah Joseph was me by. In fact, Honorable Sarah Joseph issue commitment. And my man invitation say one man. This my committee say want to transfer to Ashada. And that's also bempa. Also, you refer no. Mon friend impo na wako na mabisa na simbi. And then you see refer abonye so diako. It's Honorable Patrick Boama who soon about discipline. Honorable Amakwata, yes, also a no nonsense person. Who me no so na we are concerned about discipline. Discipline is who some. Most of the discipline will be a
baby a mokotna ya musu na nyehwa na nkrofo kotna. Uye fi say obi kotna TV so call for debate. Who leads MPP? What you say? She no man nkrofo ye. She nkrofo a etumi ko. She de kwesi kwati nko gina ka say former president Nanado si on supported by Omia. Party na friend to order. party na question no acquire say a group of people be yama omu green light as a party ni suru omu as a they have omu that's America they are majority shareholders
obi ka so support because a group be e ka so mu declare support for candidate bi dia
na yedi
any problem and you who say sitting MPs edi opani bi achi na oni omo ye campaign obi enkasa so be fi group we no be ka say there were 50 MPs more than half of MPs support ya obi any problem na mo so we nya be ka say CCC number support by omi apa yes hey asemwasi
so what the party is trying to say the sticker you know adomo for aso
well yeah the best
I fa ko a me twan yi part no mpanifo aye me ya e osu bempa
yes
osu ye bempa deputy communication director
so num dey
our party mu
that's every enu na party
I would say mu na mo he no
debi
asa come suspend no kra from some position no dey man no
hwan party no nkyere sa ye kyere say e so man hearing enu na party no arefa asem no e dey ama disciplinary committee so now wo abufuo bi dia ana wo yaudi bi a ono bo amakwata ene ona wo pachebu ama no bo dey so di om ho yawo because on awusu bempa appear before the disciplinary committee na assembly obia no okoka ne ho so okoka na say ne party hihye no ebo ebra na omo so recommend the sanction na national council enfama no na national council atwese nipa na so na ye de asamo bremo
na motiso
na mo munye na pachebu ama so be di president na osu say discipline nim na kwasi ama kwata so be di national chairman ye say no nonsense person no nonsense yin so na dey say until ma wuntimi ni e te say honorable okoboy a obedi greater Accra regional chairman o friend na won fa o abem na friend na won fa o position na friend na won fa o send the message a wo bia no ena na namponsa be di akodi aba say lusu won ho nyina say ese course no a o friend na won bua enti ayi na
o ye fine gentleman
na na Japan o ye lecturer e wo a former lecturer so a retired lecturer KTU okay Kofodia Technical University or the message no e dey about se men country mu nyina se o chia mo na nsemo a ye ka no e ye no kre akwasi enipa ni bi wo hode a omo no ye nkomasem ye didi omo so e ba sa e unfortunate nti Mr. Japan anopay very good morning to you me chia papa KTU dey me school no nti pena okay so
yeah bufu name
no so about Kofodia Technical University
what how cool school
I'm cool school
I don't so Kofodia ko kan so Kofodia na
o ba cho be because tech pe we look for others of the town no money
okay
hey who's the traffic light see of university change hey so where did that
me koye
program where did that it na ka so Kofodia for work am no
oh ze Kofodia de mizon
afi ba tell say dey ji afraid Dawuro
so you be bia wasi
okay so yakwa anim anopay the bokrata no evidence bibiri aba na asante patro bo amina yemfa inquisitor the bokrata no me hu sada papers de aba it has to do with former Judiciary boss yes say yache no one necrophobia e kan ho yes say unipa I have arrested OSP to make us say yes say bi gumu a yenya Emma omo bill but omo ntimi bail condition nti endra omo dem na issue no very very interesting you see ini nti o see the inquisitor the Democrat OSP detained 2 SGR gurus and odi omofoni e di abanti Reverend Dr. Amishadai Owusu Amoa or a former director no post no yeden director general and there be a commissioner Ghana Revenue Authority
commissioner
yes so new rabba ko friend no Isaac Crensel and also ex commissioner of customs na ena you see as on the general manager Edema SML Strategic Mobilization Limited our mo aba asem no and na the other person here Christian Tete Suti ono so ye former technical advisor Judiciary yes ene ono so na ye MD any CEO Edema SML nti special prosecutor ese wachi wo mo ama omo bill so muntimi emit bail condition no that's it
no
unim interesting na investigation na ekoso no me on the face of this me mu obi afọ but as a procurement person, as a procurement professional and a student of procurement, you know.
Procurement expert.
Yeah.
That's I expert in Ghana for you.
Be a fool. Median them be a fool.
We are experienced and experts.
Oh, be a full procurement expert because my procurement from HND to master's level. It is a minimum. And the PP issue manuals on procurement and said ECJ procurement. Now, what's one of the manuals now we issue now? Public procurement principles. Now, for public procurement principles, now under that, your transparency, accountability, and ethics. Now, for ethics now, you were unethical conduct and any unethical behaviors. As I think share unethical conduct and unethical behaviors, no, which you beat media to swami yachim. Emma Asamoah, special prosecutor case, a very interesting case. Say. Also, a call against the conduct of the procurement, because here before, someone procure the services of SML. Now, one of the issues I can say, Koka, so what procurement entity more, and say, OJ an offer for future employment from Ubi Oye potential tenderer and I say Oye tenderer.
Yes.
Bid the beer within the year you may be now bit me in a year you may be ano. Say Omawa Chedi Mpa and just a woji. Okaso do bit kwanya and just a woji.
Campus position
na Okase Obema of future employment say be a judgment or ha na be juma on honso a public procurement authority manual no chere say and say woji sa appointment no. And me who say ini. So share we a friend is saying the transparency, accountability and ethics under the public procurement principles, no, the unethical conduct, no, it be and it is it will say the following are examples of the type of conduct prohibited by the code of ethics, or say revealing confidential or inside information either directly or indirectly to any tenderer or prospective tenderer into the bar. The second one will say discussing procurement with any tenderer or prospective tenderer outside of the official rules and procedures of conducting procurement, favoring or discriminating against any tenderer or prospective tenderer in the drafting of technical specification or standard or evaluation of the tenders, destroying, damaging, hiding, removing, or improperly changing any official procurement document, accepting or requesting money, travels, meals, entertainment, gift, favor, discount, or anything of material value from tenderer or potential tenderer, and or say discussing or accepting future employment with a tenderer or a prospective tenderer, a unethical behavior under the Public Procurement Act. And me who ya no ni simple for me no Isaac Crensel. Yes, or ye ex-commissioner of the Custom Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. And then on the year manager, and the general manager, the SML. And the technical advisor, Ra Christian Tete Suti, and also or a former technical advisor for Judiciary, or no CCA or ye MD, ewo a ye OECU and MD, ewo SML. And he said, me and I say if Abre aye science our procurement contract with SML no. Then penny for we Judiciary our top managerial level. Our money science our contract win. Na said ne oma resign kra eye adwuma wo hase dia. That's it. Then there it be the imagination of you know because into the core of the public procurement.
Question na me be say no ya no say ebra mo any SML benya contract no na sa mpanimfo yi e wo GRA
me unsa manasi azuri awuni atro se omuna omoye
and na asem because obasa wa unu se odwuma wo ye na ho hihye ni ana wakati wani ba ko no wabuso me sa ayi a wo ho yi 0.5 no obia president cry before ho 0.5 was it accepting or requesting the gift
don't request or accept gift
money,
travel
meals
entertainment from any procurement.
Obiadi for Ghana ha. Oh, Kwaku. Obiadi for from president.
Unim the first no na code of $50. And then Ura Mahama saw their call 20,000 Ghana cedis. It is a who accept any gift. Bro 20,000 Ghana cedis are. I will tell us say beat me a compromise.
I bet me at 19,000.
Bet me at 19,000. According to the new code of conduct, no. But unim abra na $50, no. Ura Mahama or Jachede $100,000.
Auntie.
Or the court 20,000 Ghana cedis, no. And there was a Jachede minu or Jacas. I'm saying ba kuba say be a $200,000 to $250,000. But I feel or so D, no. Or the amount. Oh, the be an Jachede amount.
I didn't na kwaji di abro
man. Bia na odi oji achede e de mo man no. Na nani Ura Mahama e de ma na je ho pa ni ma minu entakramu ane cars.
Ane car. Nje ni prepa.
Ofin kokwa no confirm. Onye sa so dia obeje Ford no waji we.
But okay independence lady okay no. When we are happy we drink. When we are sad we drink. Who here fear no?
Tax so
can. You drink no so ho.
Tax no so kan ho.
Eto.
It therefore
ojeto nso.
Therefore.
Okay, na ma chia Apostle Oko Ajiman. O say ye jeto e di gufoto mu a. Ye mfiti foto no to eyi to no enkodi to. Apostle Oko Ajiman no o say ye jeto no ye di gufoto mu a. Ye nkofiti foto no to enyi to no enkodi to.
When you Mark were here that range ama bass. Where bass rap.
Hi win to me radio 95.9 movement television. So Crawford be God Nasare be dia kon na no pay ewo on special mission, special operation. Tina mo no hey ya soma no.
It why directive.
Oh na den me na me ye we akwa me na me ye chairman of the steering committee. Chairman of the steering committee, Makane Nunsum say, Uncle Nonko He, and Emba Kumirubi, and for MIT, a very interesting issue, and that we OSP so watch you, I'm on bill. Mint me more for, but I'm just trying to draw the for attention to the Public Procurement Act, minister no kwan say o issue manuals and manuals so issue no ba kom na makenka
no but I think say waboa etifo ne ahwefo ama ade we a wo de ato no sa atembu na yete se yachi obi anu wabu no at least o fair idea of how the procurement manual neti enti o de o te say we move free akọ akran e chel say there are procurement issues. Inti yenhwe send your mummy no mbe na advocate your mummy ya.
All right. Inti the other issue I no pay me raise here ne say.
Yeah, eno ma twen pa.
Asante pa cho me de ayi bi screenshot bi amount. Na oru an your friend Kofi Ochre da kon. Oru na friend KOD. Oye nua sentreni a radio djuma wa ya che bebre. Na anopay eni God in the draw my attention anopay. Time a mirror studio na opposed here 9 minutes ago. Na Asante ma me hwe say metimi akope ohun pe ha okay so pe wo ho. Ba bia emranti egina omotwa sa picture we no eye Independence Square of the Republic of Ghana. Ena pictures na babontin. Na KOD, you see KOD kita a very big position in this government. Or your director of Diaspora Affairs, Office of the President, Director of Diaspora Affairs, Office of the President. And open no day adiwe to honor also who are they? I don't know the intention behind adia KOD eposti. Whether say o promote as part of ebi an duty a president ne dia mano no say o promote sa adiwe and I say genuinely no or pe wo mu nipa ko a akwakoye say na minim the protocol and security arrangement a what Independence Square say a member mi nu betimi akogina ho aha na ye bibia they say a core into the core of Ghana. Yen Ghana ye being as Ghanaians and ye sovereignty as a minor baby omugina yi the core of our being as Ghanaians. Enti aha na Dr. Kwame Nkrumah gina ye na o declare say Ghana are free forever. Enti baby I appreciate you opa. So minim the menstrual and the atmosphere a Kofi Ochre da kon edi e postu saa ade we me hu adwiri me say ne NDC aban ba yi I don't know the security and the protocol arrangement what Independence Square and Blaster Square say nkrofo etimi ko gina be ma e kofi am ho ano na ni o ma ye no e kire say ombe gay for betimi ay so ombe gay for me ka so betimi because me ntimi ensi sudua for a fabat yesi dua na ba na ye de be chi dua kro nti na me hu die gay for na yesa enti I am very disturbed this morning sir dey we course na obi ahu na KOD ekofa we no so de beto ho na obi say who are they meaning ya obi sa no because as the director of diaspora affairs office of the president no oya san krofo yi a meaning so mo ye Ghana fo so dia so mo tu kwafi ba bi ne be gina Blaster Square eye mo asemi dia senso mo fi o man mus na ye say dia I think a very unfortunate, very disturbing, and necessary Ghana Police Service and all the security agencies etimi act now na ye call Sankro for to order when tin ye say Yera John Mahama one Sam George mo wo position no man no gugwa on this gay law mo ba ye ya Sam George wonya ba bi ti a why comfortable na otimi other CEOs of telcos around no and again some were twatting you catch them say propaganda they never meant it. They never meant to fight gayism. As something that's if you to time. The NDC, John Dramani Mahama, and Sam George, they never intended to fight gayism. All they were doing was propaganda against the New Patriotic Party. Today they are in government, and the men film one who Independence Square, Kwame Nkrumah's Independence Square, and then this about Bemu. I'm a man yakwan film one no Kwame Nkrumah's Independence Square. What a wow! Can you imagine? Say Kufuado wa abemu na emema film one wo Independence Square.
Hey, Canada Academy
can you imagine?
Hey,
say na Kufuado wa
abemu bedere.
Na ke mema film one say wo Independence Square. Wallahi talai. Anka ni besru Ghana ha enye. Ene na when you be so say the director in charge of diaspora affairs office of the president and the able to go yi Ghana for mo hwe and the Kwame Nkrumah ebi ojira ka say Ghana is free forever no and the member film ho anu turumu ni ye promote no sa no gayism under the guise of who are they.
Hello
eja
na do dan Kwaku Fuado ansan sa bill no na manfo ka me de me na me seme ne yadwene na me pese ebire bi beba woni a wo mo se wo mo ne tia sa ade no e ba beto wo mo na so na Ghana fo hu adwenku a wo mo de be ye sa ade no da bia me ka se sa wo ye sofo wo Ghana ha na pese woni mu gu ase a na do ho akobo NDC fo wo yi wo hene pese woni mu gu ase a na do ho abo NDC we are imam, we are malam, o person ni mugu ase fa honko bo NDC. We are civil society organization person ni mugu ase fa honko bo NDC. Oni mbegu ase ntema ma. Di asofo gigina mu wo Ghana ha. Some people for na wo mo ya bonsam niema wo Ghana, wo mo so bonsam niema wo Ghana ha so yi. Abusumi nsia ni o. Mente se asofo konu bi ababonten. E di sa ejana wo mo di gu na do dan Kwaku Fuado ni MPP fo chemu no. Omo di bi egu John Mahama ne NDC fo chim se omo ensan bill no. Sam George wan kase na wotwe pepepe. Se President Mahama be ye president no ansan a o ma ni nya na so due kra no di atena Jubilee House di aye adwuma. And na wotwe no abatwem oti ho. Wo mo na eye saade no, wo mo na promote saade no. Wo mo na kwa nakra na. Wo mo na kwa ji wo mo sika de be ye be finance wo party. Enti wo mo ye bibi na se wo mo kwaya dia na o ma kasa nye ne ye yo na mo MPP fo na ye enti mo de subo no bo ye nyi enye ya afa ya beda o mo anim se mo nyame ahwe no eno ni sa nkrodatwe ni na number bi na so God is so good o sir an ko free ba bia se ko free KOD ho ne baaye e from ampani na no office e na aba enti Ghana fo nyina mo ahunu
Mahama is a ho is a ho enti ho no ade ba nani
no enti afa ne e ka se NDC fo no e ba Ghana setumutumu a wo na di animo no ana mo se ye boa no ene wo nyina mo ahunu
e da ho play
na ba da ho play no
ona se wa hu
enframa bo
John Mama
am se akoko to ada ho bo a
any gain ibi ohun no ne se no madam paso ne sa
and Solomon ana da ho no enti
all right Mako can touch on this quickly na afeminya yibi
ade we se Jubilee House e distance ne ho a de che se KODS yi na di because wo position udibia diaspora fo ni nyina ewo kuruma ha no wo ho na omofa se ofo se pa se nye promotion no ye na okopese oye interrogation Jubilee House ye ni obi o handle presidential your friend say security obetumi aye investigation across the various security channels so ami ahwehwe mahu ba bi omo why must you post it because you support it why must you post it because they are diasporans and you feel you are giving them a platform and yeah why they Black Star Experience launch no and yeah why they
to entice them say omo ye the way be entice
me catch so fake ODCC or better say ohun ye na enye ne fe and he was trying to use his Facebook account to locate them who ye FBI who ye BNI who ye police security say o person o ya Kofi Boache enya office one no
no
intika o de ade we ko kire na ka se o pe intel ne hwehwe o ma yentumi hu o mu sani aban tumi hwehwe mu ko fa nkofo wo mu fi ahomache ne sa no ma no mu be posti anse na akohwehwe o mu. Why are we using our creative arts platform to do this? Why are you using the heart? Oh yeah, if we say your friend is saying Napo I can't Kwame Nkrumah asem.
Yeah.
John Dramani Bahama be do jinemu Kwame Nkrumah and today your office is promoting and promoting gayism on Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. On the platform Kwame Nkrumah gain independence, you felt say na wo nyansa onim nimdie bia me se hwe Mahama in seven awokeka any be di wani o your own staff is now promoting this into your banner be bie na no catch say and he was using this Webus and say are you a security expert? Who is a security expert? Why didn't you go through the security process or independent? No, I be posted sad way. In two parts, say social media rules, any guidelines square need Jubilee House war. There is none. This is shameful and embarrassment.
Hey, yes, sir. And then you did Independence Square, Adani Gay Square, and then you done Independence Square, Gay Square, and the NDC are buying. You done Independence Square, Trumu Square. Hey, one and then a gay for a coffee film one. Nyami ebi ya nyami kra ebi ya na some from who ho dia na ye hu dia mean to me enche
that's your time aso baba me in touch with yanko the new publisher Mr. Santi
the new publisher be wo
Mr. Santi so the new publisher na dia so na ya hwewe tew na fi ya sori ko enura enyi bi a video bi e ko social media so na ya hangi akoda bi
ya
wuro no ho na ya hangi no na abrantie kura ba pura kola man ho papai na papa panimu nso akoya mmako
information we asi o
na gro
na that be good morning
na opanimu
akoya microphone bi my gay wo UK
akoya mmako a wo mo de fan ho the new publisher
I wish say akameti me ayi sa video no but yentimi
ya
na ohwe akola no
kola ketwa 12 years
that's bre we dear me support take for that say ye Ghana Armed Forces for
e
penifo no especially Oluman
no de mako no be fa no
onimu nyansa ba ko
penimu na wo ye penimu na so wagimi sa adai
onimu nyansa
akola ye boni asa na etwena so
papa penimu a ba bia na watifi adui ni akyekyere akola nsa hangi ni wiem
eno kwa akola empira akola no
ebo bi wo dan ne ho akola de nan si so na opia no so nyini nan firo na on hangi na mehwe akola no mfe na ya mobono na ne ho apapa na papa panimu wasa ya mmeko
na de
esra mu me bi say bi so ka che me say yes we 5 CDs sa na obi ka papa no onimu nyansa omo chi no a esese
Oma soja fo.
Ye ma soja fo.
Hwi no na ye di makono bi.
Ye hwe no. Eso mo di blade ni be ma ho. Esensan ni be ma ho nyina. No mo
di makono bi fa ho.
Mo di makono bi fa ho.
Ama amo bia ye say ish.
Why say oye very irresponsible man. Oma anya de kra. Police function man so me da man say. I was no pay can say luxury apartment bi ho mo a ye ton. Ye can say luxury a say bibia eye dedefo wotimi sample we die ekoyi papa ntimi sra wo modin a na bra eye luxury title 6 room
ebia wo de usika to
prime area say for Franco Estate ewo ACP estate ewo kwabenya kwan no eso misre wara so opedan ato ewo nkran ha na say edan a living room yenu ewo esoro baako ewo ase 6 rooms suite and 3 bedroom upstairs and 3 bedrooms and so ewo down na fi ya finish kitchen enum ne yi nyina kama pa out me say dan yesi we say eye ofe say okwado aha ntimi sro from say ya na kotobi from say ya na kotobi omo number eye 0203 0206 68 0203 020668 and 0203 020667 0203 020679 na oni omo eni enkomo eyadan a omo sisi na abefo kwan so modern one pa emu adetu ntu kotu bi abrochefo mo nyina mo frɛ numbers no na mo nkɔpɛ edan bi ento high sense for so say men kan kyerem say eba fridge say air chest freezers, say refrigerators, say air conditioners, say gas cookers, say washing machines, say smartphones, say air microwave, water dispensers, kettles, and in a dear be kania na esubiano, omo ne wubia, omo de airboa, patro, omo Ghana fana bibri, or tema, or kumase, or takrade, or takwa, or mankesim, or boase, or sunyai, or tetimai, or tamale, or hohwe, or kufudia, and krahadie, watu apetim. Amunima so de papa efo na ne bo nso enya den ensan so nyusu anyinam kana bebre ti eno na ebitimi aboa from 0202 550000 020302 550000 na one high sense for eni enkoso as usual akwa na bese o ma tutu sisi hwim ti kwa oni omudin koma ebeboa untumi radio ni movement tv ye to nsa afre mu nyina asemomra na yenemo enye adwuma dwumadi bia wodi bia so wo ayarsa wo school wo adwuma wo oyesofo pe airtime adi dwuma oni yedi nkoma ebetimi aboa na ososo abebo ni ma ho Dawuro ha na obi ati na number sa betimi afre ni yedi nkoma no 0209 301401 ana 059 2589720 ana 0246375134 na wafre yempenifo na woni ye obetimi so abaha ye kokomlemli Newtown ene circle kwantempo no eso oba yebeje okama na ye no aye adwuma tie national suma me say Institute of Expert Travel and Tour ese modu kwa bruchiri mo amoko suade mo amoko for visit mo amoko for tourism business ene mo amoko ye adwuma nyina no omo de mo eko so far baby ye available eni eye for adwuma ene adesua ene fe visit patro Canada, Turkey, Dubai, Portugal, Germany, Albania, Georgia, Slovakia, Serbia, UK, US, and Australia. In 2 person kosa memu bia no a omodo be ko omodo nurse for midwives ko lab technicians, factory workers, warehouse, construction workers. Omonso ekoye general field work and so mo ekoye machine operators. Obia timi ekobi. Omo enkran nungwa Brigade Junction omo ben okay na Kumasi so omo ben so for line wo so for omo ben barracks no nti oni omo din koma obetimi aboa 0541 265056 0541 265056 na 0549 315259 oni omo din koma so a na wakoje omua tabia for 7 control say odi enuro bia bedwama so odi enuro bebere mi enu na no pay me kan for them on yedi kan tabia herbal mixture no etu malaria se etu fever se etu honamre wanumu ato wuntimi nidi wa ebuhu wo nyare wo ntiapo ne nyine bia na ye wudi fever ebi a wode malaria ne nyina tabia na ebedi hudwuma ede ama wedie eye tete aduro eba ya che na nkrofo nso agye atum se eye maunsa enka bi tabia ta akum so de eye be maduru be ma de se oye mere wo mpempe oye be sha ase adi wani nti uhia tabia ta akum na ejina wachi pintin or the cinnamon or the turmeric honey or the flaxseed or the black pepper or the ginseng ginger and or the aye be ma obejina na so abadwuma ama oyere akanfo se Mr. Numbers no ini 0243 68 68 61 and 0245 74 9206 na woni omo enso entwetwe enkomo na fa lady clean eye ade bi a ye dia ba o ma hye da ye no mama so bi a ebeboa pa pacho oba bia hia na fa lady clean pacho we no unya bia ema oba o menses no how bia ma hobo ko ba de uwie o menses wi a eya no mo se enka kakra bi timi ba ba chi na de hia na fa lady clean na o de clean ho nyina kama esan so me ho che ese anajo akaso traffic tesete atare pesan virgin view esan so ma ho enka no eye hwehwam na fie man su fi bia so engu ba bi eto aduru bia kwa so pe nafa lady clean obenya bi ato mesro mo wo eye dodo pa na ye ni Royal Pharmacy e wo kwashiman a traffic light off Odoko road no ana ba bi eto aduru bia for 03053 1156 556 053 1156 556 and 0240 982592 na oniomo edi enkomo Exodus moringa capsules and Exodus dandelion capsules eye enura ye dia bedwam ene eno na ebeboa madasani bia wate up we dia wonyare ansa na wanom uyo bia opapo muden ko ade a dandelion eye maw ena moringa nso eye maw na yaye na abefo kwan so dia ye dru tunya binum a eboa pa omo aso na de Exodus for you breakfast and so ede aba mesra no pe oni omo edi nkoma ba bi ebi obi ombetimi a kyew na akotubi akoton 054 444 7033 054 444 7033 na oni omo so edi enkomo Dr. Siama se men control se wuyam ebom kurududu na se asema ba ebi a ode ulcer ode typhoid fever odie eye pains ewo yem diarrhea ana odidia intimi indigestie uhia gastromixture eye nature medics for ena ede aba gastromixture de eye yefuna dura eye pa ti o ma osake bia ebeboa oba wodie nso eye mensoplus eno so onsebu abu a intimi mayiye eba na miinu ewuma na aba na wotwe ewumu a se eha adwen ono so nya bi eboa ena fi prostate eha mema pa nti prostate enlargement eni obi a odwon so a wote yawo eni obi a ta adwon so to so no wadru eye prostaplus eno so nature medics ena di aba patro adru organa fa na nyina ukona na bo ache heba otema community 1 Ekus Pharmacy eni bi etu adru bia obenya bi number ni 0248 778899 0248778899 na woni omompani phone so edi enkomo Best Brain Publications Limited edi books aba ene die books ni eton de am obia koto bia ma ne ba to bi ma oba no wo fie to bi ma no fanko school na dwirimu abie Best Brain say ene onama ba efo kwan so edi QR code at book nim enti se unya to book na oba na kan no ntiase a ofa phone na wascan edo be ko on website oba hwe videos no go nyanti asiyi ena ma manage om ho efi basic 1 ecosystem high school na nyina omo books wo eba mathematics eba integrated science social studies eba bibite RME eba OWEP oba creative art fun writing early writing picture reading workbooks na nyina okoma soya onsa ebekebi La Posada Hotel chip ena omo pankrono kumase omo numbers 0507 200 200 0507 200 200 and I say 0241 520 946 na onyomo edi enkomo Alowet for semen control so mo dey skin care enti honam ayese omampam ehonam baby obi honam wo ayese tie and die baby tuntum baby cocoa baby blue o come nchen obeboa o de bia o de honam da atwintwam wrinkles eno so bitimi abo tu ase obi nso de ene se wanyi onyi enso hu na asabrewa bi enso so unya bi e come nchen bitimi abo mo onura certified by Food and Drugs Authority for no more the council obu say ampa omanum bu nso enye den kra pacho o ma so ye no ebi ewo enkran osu police station ebi wo Pantan Hospital kwan so ebi wo East Legon Kumasi so omo wo Patase omo be Shell filling station no omo number is 0277 580 559 and 0548 539 351 na oniomo enkasa. Dr. Philip Edu Jenfi abekaminsa anopay last week meneno eji enkomo anopay so doc abekaminsa ono so efe Vigdan Healthcare and so abekanse meneno eni enkomo. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, no.
Me patron na hoye de.
Yankopon dumbia woko.
Ere Yankopon ase. Yen so ye hoye papa. Ebi anende di kan obi etio and obi ete Vigdan Healthcare for enka. Madam ma patron mo ye den.
Okay. Mamincha wa hwefoni na ni weti foni na. Inti Vigdan Healthcare a specialized facility. Ti juma edi pa ne say hwe liver and kidney related conditions no. Into bi wo hospital. And I catch and yari no a liver no de buy. And I say I done so a kidney de buy. And to share medicine, I say yari and as a conditions that I cause liver and kidney damages pie, hypertension, diabetes. Krumazo yashem crofo who draw monum hypertension they draw or monum diabetes a draw. Won't me crank kind. Obo heavy than a came, a bit than the office, a bit than a fee. When the institution is setting, you will be so benum nedro. Into hypertension, diabetes acquire one of the major risk factors of liver and kidney failure. So, Krumasi. We bring now super specialized facilities and as a specialist, I'm on for this particular illnesses. So, Munya, I didn't know Munya. It's answer yes, case. The Vigdan Healthcare, Abba say, will liver and kidney related conditions are holding in Brani and Shamau. Vigdan Healthcare, I go pound on my branches in you. Baku and Krahasi, Baku Kumasi. In Krahasi, no, you Coastal Junction. Pugas Junction Honoma Spinters Road Coastal Junction Honoma na in Crime Branch near wo. Na first near wo na seka krebi near wo Fidelity Bank echi honom pe. But you see a movie just 2 minutes away. It is so car na wo ba drive no car less than 1 minute no do a new branch honom. O na tin so less than 3 minutes no do a new branch honom. Ti enya yira kwan kra. It obi a onim Vigdan ka oba Vigdan da bia no. Your new location, you call baby bebre, you importim honoma, see your Coastal Junction. Pugas building honoma, you Pugas building it chiani, over so frame making any enquiries and also book your appointment and numbers a dear Juma Vigdan Healthcare, Accra branch in here 0549 951 211 0549 951 211 and I say 0502 661 346 0502 661 346 Kumasi branch no so you 100 Dabai Sokoban J Ekufor School Junction Honoma 100 Dabai Sokoban J Ekufor School Junction the screen so Vigdan Healthcare Accra branch in Epiogusan and ultra modern facility
ultra modern we the ultra modern pa.
Yes, exactly. Hospitals we bring no room krana. Ohwe environment ni se net no kwa na oyi masho. Into bu okọ hospital kwa na checking ni bibia na ekọ say doctor me ba ye na dey BP ko stro. Ohwe environment ni se net na oba kwa na.
Bi ho no rura no washroom. Wow, simbe fem.
Into had the oba fie. Into feel comfort of your home no. Nti de ye ma obia no kra no 50% no kra kwa de dada ansa na den e de draw crampa den account sinana me kan Vigdan Healthcare Kumasi branch no se wa hojo da ban Sokoban J Ekufor School Junction honoma ahojo da ban Sokoban J Ekufor School Junction honoma numbers e de adwuma ho no so 0502 230 999 0502 230 999 and I say 0247 665 436 0247 665 436. What was I say? Liver and kidney related conditions they be crowded then. Ebi ameke wati bi but we nim ya report na yeka.
Okay.
Into where ya report is a fatty liver. I me explain more into that particular disease no. Fatty liver. Ya report is kidney stones. Polycystic kidney disease. Hydronephrosis. I just say so eta o kidneys no ho. pyelonephritis I just say in kidneys no are inflamed and I say infections kidneys no mu hepatitis B and hepatitis C the energy 77 and health care obetime working anytime bia be you free hepatitis B screening
okay
and try my travel condition be mba among hepatitis B men can say be wo mtuntum to kwan and I say be akwa medicals and san na who say hepatitis B there
so be ko pan ni bi
yes over the tank health care you free hepatitis B screening ma if you liver cirrhosis hepatomegaly when in higher complications of liver conditions akudo bi ankofo bi amfani serious amane do that stage no the tank health care nya no kwan so ni di hodwuma if you prostate the entire cancer prostate kind of specialty no one say if you prostate na directly linked to the functions of the kidneys no so and the kidney here inflamed and I say infections be about kidneys no ma it's as a kidney no the pathway in nam prostate ni munti I find urethra no say one hwe kidney no so one man can as one hwe prostate na the cause of kidneys ni no entimi resolve
okay
the prostate conditions are hold be say prostatitis benign prostate hyperplasia or more the rubber and as a catheter to mu be memu ni na e di hudwuma of dank health care afi so prostate C and as a prostate cancer so ya dey e di hudwuma of dank health care yambre ni ntima me fa enem komone mbra tin ene be ka fatty liver cause fatty liver kra den chere see the fatty liver chere na say srade I find the fat accumulate our cells of liver ni mu there's something hepatic steatosis. It is a fat accumulation of fats into increased build up of fat. Our cells of liver nim. Quite mention am fat and as a sradia ebe dorid liver no and as a nipa chronic liver no. You have two major causes and as a two major causes of fatty liver. About alcoholic fatty liver and about non-alcoholic fatty liver. So if alcoholic fatty liver no because any dine no honam se. I just say in some tra so. And as excessive intake of alcohol and it is a particular illness we and as a particular cause of fatty liver we heading eba to be one ninsanom the only threshold be onom till say e be do stage on waka so mean to me num biom o sa ni pano na Dr. Victor na dan kwa ehwehwe na so
I see
yes brother be your liver no ho adwuma o sa na wonom no de hayen but liver no strength ne te sen liver na wono munsa no liver no
liver na wono munsa no guso no
yes liver na ho de ntesen okay te wonsa na wono no de enye ye asem na so liver na ho de ntesen capacity ben na liver ne betimi contain as at that particular moment na wono munsa no e ho na major concern te bia doctor ba ko ka say o organs no e na major concern into those smoky o didi enwumre o de o ye bia no ho de enye ye major concern na emum no ahoden no a wo liver ni mu na tesen. Other one say non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and the America say a lifestyle fatty liver disease. That's one major cause of that non-alcoholic fatty liver disease by a diet. Diet and so the will be the only. Kuma so be the day everyone akuma out on him. Oh, sika odi dey different, uni sika odi dey different. But healthy diet and the recommended diet for everyone. And so your causes of signs and symptoms will be just be in fatty liver disease we are. First and foremost, a liver na ya say ya. Ade ba ko type present pa ya jaundice. Because jaundice titin de na type ho pa na say na immunizations ahodo be brain nti yenten hu sa yare win. A jaundice is a yellowish discoloration of either weni kosua no, onsa anasa onamu. Bo kra o Johnson anasa o stool. Etimi very yellow. To bo say no, Johnson asesa. Normally, almost tired of malaria, and some malaria more no so attack liver cells directly. To be bring out to me the malaria, yes, will be our diagnosis bit more correct. But when you fatty liver also presenting with this particular symptom, yes, I jaundice.
Okay.
To because obi any cause to me yellow. On pen one child no obi o drink malaria do not solve. But the root cause of that particular jaundice no unyan survey.
Okay.
Symptoms keke and I was suppressing about the root cause no unyan survey.
Okay.
Other symptoms with a cola like urine. Or just need to me than a brown and as a Coca-Cola like color. Put experiencing nausea and vomiting. A very common and I'm eating them can cover be breathe tired desire and as a symptom sweet I share malaria and typhoid ne yarea who do be breathe. I mean one a fatty liver and heading this edgeman. Other one pie tire prominent by your right upper quadrant abdominal pain. To know for us a pain, what I experience sharp pains or honum. If I experience some dullness view and as a heaviness view, when it's a honum pain or liver and a shit. To live and also show once a meeting, a can. in some complicated stages no what me experience easy fatigability and I be a friend ascites and as a swollen abdomen to funa sha se ehuru ye kese no enye normal
okay
and fan say wo ye nya sikofuru intina eba no sa de di enye normal sa wo ye nya fatty liver disease and as wo ye nya liver disease bi ho asema bo so de nsa boni mo se insuo ejina ne yem and also nye normal sa bo so gas ta ejina ne pakọ no yem pa there are complications of fatty liver na and also wo say wo nya sa fatty liver disease we na so akọ hospital make your scan I mean you can find we man and the complications na ba
yeah brainity baby every day you born to family ako
and there means of diagnosing
but
this
I think say media science no yeah important mami so there will be a uti bia no we some of these signs wona brabo mu a na so tumi kaba
na mo hwe no sanity mami for locations in numbers in stand to drop my sana matwa so into Vicdank healthcare sana mdi kan specialized facility adwuma e depend say liver and kidney related conditions to person about Vicdank healthcare Accra it was Spintex Road Coastal Junction just behind Pogas Furniture Building e ho no man ye wo person frame make any enquiries and numbers e di adwuma Vicdank healthcare Accra branch 0549 951 211 0549 951 211 and I say 0502 661 346 0502 661 346 Mwase branch no so ahojo da ban so kobanje Ekufo School Junction honoma ahojo da ban so kobanje Ekufo School Junction so number say di more on 0502 230 999 0502-230-999 and I say 0247-665-436.
All right, doc. And pay medawase pa. Nti abusua symptoms no dey atudwa no na niam e be kire say when you fatty liver ni bi no dey atudwa no. When hu sa science bi wa brabo mu a tumirika sisi a nakọ na omo enhwe. Asante patro medima for trans but my yan we say syndicate birthday na sana me refi. Aha. Enti Syndicash eye present awo ha oye nuaba na ono ne hosti ye drive time show na osanso ye wuntumi mpaso nti ene eye na woda na last year me kai pa otwen ya mami Kofi ansa na msomba ye 1 bi yo ha na ene me twen wanim ho kapo machi nti asante pacho fa eyi Syndicash picture no to so okay so Syndicash enim ene eye na woda anope ye wish no happy birthday
relationship doctor
and doctor new for doctor bibia doctor nti ene
doctor
eye na woda nti ye wish no happy birthday yesrese nyame insra no Oma no enkwatenten no mana kuma so ade nyina emremu anadjuma nso de utumi sampa wabiri mu pa nti yetia na papa Cindy ene de me twen me wo ha because kwan a woni Eric nam so adwum ha no e fa nufo ho sem no ayi no
ano e de ho
ya ha adwin kakra
ese ne obeko be 6
p.m. The ochano be ye untum pa so no
ba na obeba
ne na metwen no
ba 3-4
I metwen no na ochana so ma be mic na adwo no
o be mic na
ochana adwo
mo mic na ndi
anya reka sem na make
okay
anu ti reka ntu adwuma mu se wukura da na ya wa Derek betu adwuma mu o yare kro beba
god in salvation baby
enti ayi a couple patch of family ma fon kra to bra na fe yento aso
me da say Dawuro ma menchia wahefo ene watiefo anopai medimafo ba hospital doctor time da so ne dadom asiyene makoma mienu ye opoko asema yere kumase ebu akwa atwema ago school junction ade ba kono sasa yetena sei na ye ne kasa free medimafo ba hospital ya ye ne kasa sei ye de enhaban ene sanyarwa ahodo anu nti obaba medimafo ba hospital no enua ne haban enua hini ene nubina ahodo ana medimafo de sayare wo yare no etesen tebia metaka asem we kire o say medimafo ba hospital ye ba fidie so a ye wo simama akoma edu na meet edu a ye wo no nya de ase betimi de akire ne oma nyina mu de akire wo afidie so ba de obere so beto na mo no aba medimafo ba hospital poko asema yira kuma so ebu akwa atwoma agu school junction esa nse ɛhɔ ba yɛ wɔ mmere ne nyinaa sɛ yɛbɛtumi de wɔafa mu ne akyerɛkyerɛ ɔno ɔma ani so no ɔhunu ne ɔma ani so barama menka yɛ wei mfa nkyerɛ sɛ me maame me papa ne me nua ba a wotie me sɛ wokɔ ayaresabea na sɛ woanante akɔ akɔduru ayaresabea hɔ a mepakyɛ ɔnyɛ sɛ wokɔɔyɛ a ne yɛkyɛke wo vitals daabi woanhwɛ yɛ a ɛbɛma wo sugar aduro ama woankasa wonni sugar so ne yɛma wo sugar aduro ɛsiane nsɛm wonni pressure nso wobɛhu sɛ ɛberɛ a wobɛnante wobɛwalk to the hospital no afei na ɛkɔ soro bara wɔ sɛ wokɔ ayaresabea a yɛma wo tena se na wogye wɔ home wo relax kakra nsa ne akyɛke wo vitals no de ama wo hyɛ no nso paa ɛno nti woa meyɛ anyɛ ne saa mfa ma wo a afei bi wiɛ sɛ yɛbɛkyɛke wo vitals no yɛse weekɔ soro na yɛkɔmmɔ wɔ aduru a mepatwɔ ɛnsa sɛ yɛde ma wo tuanamɔ no bra poko asɛ mayera kuma se yɛbua kɔ atwoma ago sukuu yɛnhyɛn me na ɔka sɛ dɔkta tena sɛ wɔ poko asɛ mayera adeɛ baako no sɛ onyame ɔbɔ ɔsoro na ɔbɔ asase na ɔbɔ me ne omienu na ɔka kyerɛ yɛn sɛ yɛn ni aduaba ne yɛmfa haban no mfa nsa yareɛ mepatwɔ nyɛ deɛ no ayɛ simple woba me dimafo aba hospital ayaresabea ɛwɔ hɔ no ayaresabea hɔ nie baabi a dɔkta tie baabi a papa gyina yɛ ayaresabea hɔ a me na ɔka ho asɛm no matwɔ ɛwɔ sɛ woba baabi a hɔ tie clean environment serene environment sɛ da bɛyɛ a obi kura bɛduru me dimafo aba hospital yɛnya ma na duro nso na ne ho atɔ no sɛ baabi a ɔbɛduru no wɔhu sɛ ampa ayaresa ɛwɔ ha sei deɛ nti atam biara ne yɛka ho asɛm no sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛka ho asɛm kyerɛ hɔ sɛ da ɛbɛyɛ a wobɛhunu ayaresabea no sɛ de siteɛ na wokɔtena ka mu obi anka nkyerɛ hɔ sɛ mewɔ dɔkta bi wɔ akyirɛ ha sei ɛduru ɔde sa nyarewa no te sɛ medimafo enti ma memfa nkɔ hɔ mpakyɛw wosim sɛ woba medimafo ha baa hospital a yɛwɔ poko asɛm ayera kuma se abua kɔ atwoma ago na ɛfiri wo tiri so kɔsi wo naase yareɛ biara ha wo nipadua no biara no woba medimafo a onyankopɔn tumi ɛne n'adom nti ɔho bɛtɔ ɛsiane sɛ nnua ne haban ma no they are tried and tested a yɛde sɛ ɔnyareɛ na woba yɛanyɛ sɛ bia wofiti prɛko paa ne yɛma ɔduro wɔ medimafo ɛbaa hospital sɛ wobaeɛ woaba bɛka sɛ o woankasa no wo serɛ yɛ ɔya anaasɛ sciatica ɔto ase twetwɛn enti wobɛka yɛ a ne yɛma ɔduro mpakyɛ medimafoɔ nte saa odimafoɔ deɛ ɛsɛ odimafoɔ ne asafo awurade bara obi a ɔyare deɛ odimafoɔ yɛ medimafoɔ ɛbaa hospital ɛna amena ɔkasa dɔkta atena sɛ nyame adoma Fridays ɛyɛ premium service enti obi wɔ hɔ se mentumi mɛtena yaresabea ɔsɛdeɛ ana dɔm no si teɛ no nti mentumi ntena hɔ bara mepɛ sɛ mebaeɛ a within 5 minutes 10 minutes 2 minutes na mehu dɔkta no makɔ ɛna ɔyɛ Friday ɛyɛ premium service ɛno no registration 200 Ghana cedis wonya tua saa 200 Ghana cedis ampakyɛ wontua sika bia biem for premium service until sa ho beto wo da so dada ya na Friday bia no ya fa limited number ni nti no say ebi mo ho o ma di kan ba yarsa bia ho dada enu nti no ebi mo so beba for review o mo beba for review ni nyina so ya da no bare ya hwehwe obi an na time nti wo fra ya ma wo time say na doctor be hia wo aye medimafo ya ba hospital ana wo so otu anamo na aba na afi ya boa wo e wo medimafo aria ba ko no sɛ ba medimafo ya ba hospital a yanam holistic approach so scientific approach so ana dey say yare e medimafo ya ba hospital yare ba na etete wo baro de fa numbers no sa wo pay for premium service a your numbers ne 0244 77 4282 0244 77 4282 ana 0500 727215 ni atia no say na doctor ka asem mi say obi a ontumi ma medimafo ye obi a de na kwakwahwa asase asese bi obi a wawuo se nipa na wu a memfa no ntoka mu mfa ne ma esan se doctor onyane obi a wawuo nipa na wawu di a wawu bara onwui na ayeni nipadua no e na yare ya tete na ye de abibiduro ye de adede nkruma ye de nyamedua ye de odum ahunu sanso ana yɛde enua bibi te sɛ akomore enua ne haban ahodo owura mu a yɛde ɛma wo na ho atumi atɔ enya sɛ yɛ ka kyerɛ sɛ wankasa kɔ na kokɔte haban fa sa ho yare san sɛ wobɛkɔ akɔte haban no haban bi wɔ ha na yare saa haban no haban bebre yare nua bebre yare Edua we be dan ho se dua we edi 15 years 10 years ansa na matimi dia asa me ho yare but oba ye ni bia ba ho dada enti oba no ne ya de ma o na de asa yare no for the first time Ghana ba ko se yare sabia fu e wo wi ase nyina ye medima fo ba hospital de enti na me kan sa card ye 70 cedis ultra scan o ye laba 100 cedis enti na me ka tro se me mitimi ledu obi de ko public avia health center so on koya lab obekọ no lab akone nam 400 Ghana cedis ba oba me dima fo am say 100 cedis e opoko ase bayira insurance awose ya de ma no nyame de ama odada enu nti no oba me dima fo a onyankopon na me tumi so aden haban ma na de ye adwuma enu nti machine a obaba obegina so no de enye machine a obegina so na esa oyare yo bade mom no haban ni nduro na doctor de ma no na ekosa oyare enti men ka se o mi ko gina fidie so ma na sampa cho ya fidie no ensa yare bara dro nyame na metumi so de ahye doctor ansa no ene na esa yare ya de usini akobara de American chero no se wo ya be ma na o me ma sem ofom be ma o be ma no fo na efom obi o wa onya brahaizia ajunso moja ama o be ma na fo na efom sanso na obi nso ho a me no kasa krampo so ono wonya enam o hawo nti sa enam o hawo no nti ama be ma no efom a ye twiti wi a ye mu odure ma na be tenten kakraka pipiripi boborobo be ya den sa barka sen chachira no anse aden pa wudi ross ye je wakumi mpacho nya wuo no wo na emom no eye ni je nkwa no ba na nya na mu adabirijo be ma mpacho eme bi nsi wa abrabo esanse wo ware a wo so timi eye aware so adwuma medimafo ye poko asema yira kuma se abu akwa atwoma go school junction enne Dr. Transfer chino ba tenase Friday premium service ye numbers no na good TV no so no ba obi o asemi hunu enti bobo ma me mpacho 0244 774282 ba kono no second number ntiriye pa 0500727215 0500727215 daro emitimafo heba hospital ebenase
Doctor
daro
medase why
meso medase
okay into the boys ne twen wanim ho boys ne
twen be ma also timi heavy
amo twen wanim ho se
amo nsuro
onkwa na okoba na obeka mu ase amo twen wanim
wetimi amo gwa ha ban kra
medase mame nkwa na mini abema lamek eni enkomo from Best Brain Publications Limited. Akra, good morning.
Good morning, Minia.
Bachona bokode.
Ihu adom bokode anse.
Oh, nyame adom. Yenso ye ho ye papa. Wadaroma anope so masani we share bi Best Brain Publications. Edina mo man.
The room match no match tifo na hefo nyina anope. Sere bi e kan se opese wo to nshat papa ma obada chi nko ade a. Best Brain books nko na mebo awo. The we di kan no ye books nyina ye books na ka aja tum. The tosbi no books na king kan emre pa na seti emre na o de chaden so emre pa o last week no ye be ye crèche anefa omo English no so ha and yo that's what crèche I see our books from crèche to SS you say auto insurance papa ma oba na ebo oba ne dachi in the next crèche no so yes aba be ye coloring
okay
ha then ma yen Best Brain book I carry a dance pa e wo kan foforo system no nyina the rule on say abofra no afena o pija enwumasua the rule ati say edansi se obi si dan na foundation wan tuni ya edan so sia na dan na den
ebedwiri
na dwiri sa na enwumasua so se obi sha so hwenwoma no wanya nwa papa nsua obedi na school no saa no aweso ayeden no ehu hwe enu ti na ohia Best Brain no wo dey say onye Karen nenso dey hu na obekara oya bofra ko mfie menu a osua kasa ne ade ne book no bebo ne say dedi kan no your vegetables your fruits your animals ahoro de omofie de omorem ene niema wo school mu ene no ma ahoro ndi de yeni o se de kan pa no on she on fa vegetables in shase ndi on se obe kala keke o na obesua vegetables e kan ne ma vegetable ko bi e de ade o ma na carrot fe ke sese o on kala
yeah nti o sua se de obe kala ade o wi so no sensia yeah
on so sua no o sua se be se kala ade beku na so ohun den vegetables nti se ka say oh way of vegetable onuma den onuma de kro nti on say why na eda soro ase e na on say onye den on kala fefefe nti on say akra na o kala de na o de say na bi say de ajiafa nti on say oh we carrots e na da say o kala no so nko a obi a obi corners so a they say on kala de tomato on say vegetable na de ebia o de oye on say edoson kakra o cabbage ho your pepper ho ni nyina on say osua all color nyina no ohun type of the vegetable say dey so eno nko a afi obekala no be do say onko fruit ahoro fruit no so bebre na ewom on say your bofre wa say popo so on say akra ohun no
yes
na edasoro ha na for ede wakala fefe kama owi a yo kokoro so wa say so
yes
enso owi no akala on say bibia o say edasoro bofra
no behwe na o de akala
owi a yo pen so ha say e don say bia wa ne kese achimpone say bra bofra na ye no o say twa ko hefa adwinilum we ne ma best brain ye den ye dance pa if you say ye ma ade na abofra na esua no etina adwinilum na enko if you say adwina capture den se city nti obayin sa de akwa to obahu vegetables ntai bebrebe afi owi a onwie yo ye say ye omo ahoro ebi ofie ebi owurem de he kra na ofie on say o man bofran so ai asa ehunu so aka ho enti ye wo hen wa ase akoko on ne no so wa na karen kama fe on say yo fie ahoro bebre ho a someone bi om bi ye nkoko kra dai o fie abetima bofran no afi dog nso ha say kama say nkra ha ene nkra fi na fi bebrebe wo be 90% Unya kramaide egum nti won say yebeka enniema esa ben abofra no ofa dedi kan service house ahoro na de bia na ma mi su bi edai ofie fruit ahoro ye to be fie ansa na ohuni mo so edai e wo fie nti wo de hwe sania o to nhyase na edai ama abofra no nti won say abofra no ipagya no enniema ahoro bi ho de kan hu dada nti say o to aso amana on say emre pass over there obeto asoma no enti nyina no na okara o no kara sa no de dey no de eko na o sa de dey o de sia de afi obekwa no kokon say oh emo no kran so nyina na ofi o ye omo no bi so kran so a omo so e wo rem emo de hi kran so na wo rem tata wo rem tibo rem ene o rem on say ye Karen die nes osade den
osansu de sua de
no ho ensonson ye da bia ntem endon say oba be hu vegetables no oba be hu fruit ahoro afi oba be hu emua no so de omo fie omo we den omo wo rem afi obekwa no kokon say oh ye woni man so a school ho kran so ye woni man so a wo school endon say ne o sia hihya de no nti abofra no hwe enhyase a we den o to mano nti school ehoro no so on say eden ya owo board o suande so ade o nti on so be hu say the me show anase me show book no eno bi school na eden ebo ha yo afi school omudi agro bo ho amudi agro ina so no eden na o kala nti hwe de ro hwe enhyase papa o eden o to amabofra ebra onu nursery onu kg ofe onpeja nko basic 1 basic 2 akosi basic 6 onfa nko Jesus no wo de hwe nhyase na wato ma no wo hwe abofra betin kasen on se ama adesua
ayemre
adekire ayemre na ne papa pansa aside aka ne tirim wonye chiwe mpo debi we de akof abofra no ya eka ne tirim a obi ye de enyin frim ene ma best brain book eden and dance if you said that abofra nsuano eka ne tirim na obi entimede emeji enfim ɛno tɛ mpempere yɛ sɛ ɔfrɛ wɔ 0507 200 afei 0241 520 946 frɛ mpempere sisi a na gye wo deɛ na adeɛ a ɛbɛboa aba no yie paa na ato nhyɛase papa foundation ama aba no sɛde ka no your books bebrebe from crèche akɔsi ss ɛne yɛhwɛ books mi daro so opa crèche no si a your literacy activity your numeracy activity your scribbling afei your carrying ɛbɛyɛ nei na abofra no ɛbɛboa no yie paa afei oba yɛ nursery side no nso a obabenya nursery literacy for nursery 1 and 2 obenya numeracy for nursery 1 and 2 obenya early writing for nursery 1 and 2 obenya phonics for nursery 1 and 2 obenya picture reading and for nursery 1 and 2 afei oba yɛ KG side no nso obenya numeracy for KG 1 and 2 obenya literacy for KG 1 and 2 obenya award our people for KG 1 and 2 obenya creative art for KG 1 and 2 obenya phonics for KG 1 and 2 obenya carrying afei obenya early writing obenya picture reading afei obenya comprehension nso for KG 1 and 2 nti won say ni nyina nhyase adan wotuma wo frank akrakra and the phrases here was 0507 200 afei 0241 520946 so by in primary side nso a obenya maths a basic 1 to basic 6 science nso a basic 1 to basic 6 English a basic 1 to basic 6 what our people a basic 1 to basic 6 after your computing basic 1 to basic 6 after your creative art nso a basic 1 to basic 6 after your scientific a basic 1 to basic 6 after your history a basic 1 to basic 6 sana your RME a basic 1 to basic 6 after your equiapem a basic 1 to basic 6 your infante your ga your dagbani after your ewe any French ni na a basic 1 to basic 6 sans was some a workbook a math any science no na here the just say what basic 1 to basic 6 books ni na no but send your videos hide
okay
and the QR code no sell fire no was scanning now then na wo hwe so by in Jesus no so a ni na combine so turn basic 7 a or the basic 9 into when your math combine science no combine English combine career technology no combine after your creative art your tree combine after your social studies your RME your French ni na combine sansuna your computing ni na combine after when you pass question for all subjects in and only some certain credit all
right
and until Francis here was 0507 200 after 0241 520946 over yes so oba binya biology na fe obinya government and so person wo to nhyase papa emma obada achen kwa dia
and we
and kwa and binya mo and the roy for na binya biato
and na
so ye enkra hasi a occurrence park e top program ni esase mu ma books of bebrebe ho sanso na o ma 7 side won so akọ plan na binya bi o medina zo junction so akọ saluslaya e ade on so kuma so akọ keo na fe adum e ade binya biato afi o takrade so akọ market circle binya biato afi o kufodua so ko total 2 na onye biato sanso na otamlen so a ko taxi ranka ade binya biato afi bookshop be o bi o de borem so best brain book ayade a na beto nhyas papa ayade ama obada ache nti friends here was 0507 200 afi 0241 520946 yeni to nhyas papa ema mfra nti so person to nhyas papa obada ya na best brain book kwa na betimi abo.
All right, Minua Lamek anope medawase se wode enkato nso so ede abre ye betwa ehutiawa na yakwa kofa adwadi enkrato aba ye ba honorable member of parliament for Gusegu ene oye former deputy minister former MP boss Ora Hassan Tampuri na mene no edinkomo ye ba support enkobe e ma honorable kan Japan
nra sa question ni e bai na me bisa journalist ne say ne won say na cameras ni ene Ghana for e kasa atitire na MPP for na on that day won say yes na ya anya sa so we did not declare ye wie no na omo social media team no e de beto so say 256 MMDCs declare for Ken, but that wasn't the case.
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Nti when declare for Ken
there be
moko honorable Brian Honsoma anyesa
there be
ade na man baba omi aho mo be yesa ho obi na share mo ana mo ana mo fi
no asem de metikra na
Eyo
was a film because me am it the room. From about you fita. Na nim papa from Boniana. And how do you say is Ubi na show be I mean there's some of the MMDCs are over 60 years. Me am it cry na yeah the young ones among them. Yeah 50 in there. Maybe 8 channels or mucha. So why do you think Ubi na show? Why?
Yes, yeah, hwepomo. So I know you.
They say those days no say ya hwepem. Yeah, hwepem. Na say ya wabayem. One a bit my hwepem. You see, I say just a narrative no. Say obi ta obi echi a, na de obi na e hye no. I mean na the omo to abama other candidates obi na hye omo echi. Unkum. Me other groups now some ta other candidates na echi no. Obi na hye omo echi. Why is it that say obi person kasa me support Dr. Bami and then obi na eternity or na obi na ehye no? It's not possible.
It's not possible. Mo na mo free mo pem.
Yeah pem. Me no ka say the forum for former MDCs. You were a platform you also.
Mo kan dra mo de tudwa say mo ye 220 and so for raise questions wo ho.
Say denti.
Say mo boa. Na mo ye nipa beye say 15 bill say ipe na mo kasa in the name of all MMDCs, which is very wrong. Nti mo number no saying now what do you have to prove say number mo ni? Yes.
Ghana you 261 MMDs assemblies.
Yes.
Nti at any point in time no you 261.
Yes.
The course of 2021-2024 period.
2021
2024.
Okay.
President Nana Akufo-Addo. Eyi bi free mu.
Yes.
E dey bi buy.
Yes.
Minim kra at a point there was 24 e buy.
Yes.
We cut to 285. Sometime back e bi so free mu e bi buy. Within the course of the period 2022.
Yes.
2023 e bi so free mu. Enti ye nyina ye number no. We are numbering about 300. Dawuro. Na 300 na 220 say yeta Dr. Bamechi a. Say the can say doors.
Yes.
Enti no say utie nkum. Me nua nkum ne de o maka na. No me press conference. Omo de no me ye no. No me nipa.
Enra me se me hwe video no be omo ye be 7 ya na be bi say.
About the be 10 or 11.
Okay.
And I'm calling press conference say this is the now they do not agree with us. Of course. Dawuro. Ade aye no ye we platform. Ye nyina ye di ye ho nkomo. Na ye kɔ no akoya ade no se na won ka ho. Enti ye kɔ a ade na ese ye bo amane.
O ka ho anka mbe frɛ no.
Ke be frɛ no. Anape no ka wo mo sister station say ebi mu within the group eni bebi ogina. Ano bi say if na ogina ntimi nka. Na what take size that na ntimi nka. And I mean what is it?
What do you have to say about Tomo can say maybe a party in Jinano? Maybe say MPs, former MMDCs, party in Penny4, and Sesame take side so that unity beat me about. Okay, oh yeah, no saying.
Oh, Dawuro. Mihunusa. Agona Edino. I say it me che a quine. Of course, and your share. Ye near constituents, a Kwaku dinkumo, near Strom. Near Momo who didn't essay Dr. Baumia. Won't even conquer show be a police station chairman say, Babedi Michi, there be Ekasa, the Rekasa, 19 year court new Mako Casa. Ama ya church of the entire somebody Dr. Bamechi. Nashe on the 31st of January 2026. No. Yami Adoma, ya de Franca Tuno, Asanche Dr. Bamiansa, ma will lead into 2028 elections. No. Dawuro, you were a candidate at Yako election or 41-42% dada. So what I say? I didn't say a quechi, Nekofu be over starting afresh. One Dr. Bame has been around this country, every conference about 3 times that. Sebi you. You got 2024 election, Dawuro. Me no him say party na the candidate equal into elections. Na party na Eddie Dr. Bame na party no way. We are all aware.
Yes.
So why do we blame Dr. Bame because of Sir Adeno? Na equal elections of 2024 we no. You did numbers na buy no.
Dawuro John Mahama the onya kan ho the win this election no or dem a gap of over 1.5 million no they will 100,000 per enti Dr. Baumia Mark onya no nka yenya de nya 2020 na Dawuro nka election ke win
yeah
so it tells you say yen crofo na ambeto aba now there's a reason why they didn't also come to vote. It wasn't about Dr. Baumia. Enti Mesre, the reasons why we lost, we know. Nyamiadom, the base of the party is rising. The base of the party who say opposition, opposition ya de pa. Enti me no ka say Dawuro. Me sure say na ye to aba. Wo say nya na ye benya abrosa. Na party no so feel say e say ye kọ ne ko yi obi obedi enim ama nyamiadom say yenya a 3-year period of campaign papa ebeboaye nipa na ko bida
say na okan na bokan Japan aka say MPP lose election 2022
yeah
abrea na debt exchange hwan but 2020 number o mi aso nye flag bearer of the MP
at all
enti na blame ba o mi a
enti o blame ne kwa
enye yi
2022 no ye president na otiso na party kwa nyanko yi
enya so be flag bearer kra
dabi enti se wo be ka say obi lose 20 ye party lose 22 it was Dr. Bamia's fault.
Okay abusi afa na do afidi ato ase any honorable Ebenezer Doku na AD enkomo nti you see how ye there we convener ma forum for former MMDCs for Baumiana na because on every who say we address a press conference
spokesperson
oh your spokesperson
okay. Spokesperson yes
all right so honorable Ebenezer Doku na ye no AD enkomo so afa tell us adenti enye kana Japan adenti na enye honorable Brian adenti na enye Dr. Duchum adenti na nyimpa ofuro bia na mo ofo se Bawumia na solidi MPP
Dawuro de omo banyina ye hu de Dr. Duchum eye wo Ministry of Education Dr. Brian Champong one ne kasa won se wabobra party no o nimdie Harvard trained Dr. Yenua Penny Krede Japan wabobra party no kwan bebre so I mean was some party ni pa me did say any of them ebedi anymore as flag bearer will do better than the NDC in the next election. But having said that, Sakunyato ewe busuo mumpo a Dawuro yeyi nipa ye feel say obetimi ebu oman ni yi ana ere na kwatena so sa pepe na tie amongst all of them no Dr. Bamani feel say he stands tall. Miss Kase Doc Akobi wachi kromo nyina ai Ghana nyina entade na say okofo bufuro aba afi na eba market no we've marketed Dr. Bami already so we just need to continue. There's also me and Dawuro wache yen say o man the share so betimi aye hwede oye mobile money interoperability. Look at assess the narrative in the banking sector. So what does here?
Yes.
The buyer okay say Ghana card ye be boa yen ye sha ase ba ye ntimi anye se ne ese ye no. Dr. Bama no be gina ho eye ma ye hyehyɛ ma ne ye. Ne the digitalization drive port paperless at the port.
Yes.
DVL de ye. The chip embedded passports now ye de buy in November December no. Ye na ye sha chance ye free abai mo Dawuro. And this is for by of course a government air continue to move to us. Chanu me nyina che say the manager Dr. Bawumia nsa e be do baby a abofo na do Dawuro dia the member ko me twa to hwe zip line a Dr. Bawumia de buy
yes
and this for say ye be twa ye maame nom photo ye na esi abofo efri omo krom aba ebesua Dr. Bawumia ede buy no so ye de sa ni pay eba no bedi o man so a doctor ebe Dawuro ebe ko yanim enti no eno no your point yenta obi a me say o de Dr. Branch Champong bedi o man so a obetime bu o man was o de say o di bu o man but you feel say Dr. Bawumia ba we boy
yes Dr. Bawumia Maya endorse na de na
the good and virtuous people of Gushego.
Yeah.
Michobia.
Omunyina aje oso. Minimum so bet in fact ye wo base kese pa wo Northern Ghana. For free pa minimum sa no pay omahu yo mani beji se omahu so e wo ha sei. And then they kan oba ha e ma akwa basronkom. And we are hoping say e better hu ha. Ye ko enemy.
So I had you want to me say fie.
Yes.
A better share.
You from NPA to Parliament, by Deputy Minister and all that. And then me who say by 1st July, electricity will cost by 2.45% beam and all that. And then the cost many can from free home. Ukraine and Russia, yes, me and then Iran, any Israel. And so on. Oh, yeah, who said a prices now shall say drop after the ceasefire issue and all that. My shall say very free whole area nine queen.
Yo, say the issue of international dynamics in relation to your local politics now are very well established. It's not just Ghana, but it's the global economy. Nti enemo bi timi si wo baby na ne ho nsunsuanso no batar aman nyina esan say we dey an obekwa koto fango obeto gold,
yes,
obeto enema bebre, because the world is an interdependent world. Nti bibi koso baby a na o say o ti o krom enya dia beka wo na enche bia ehun susanso no
ebeka
bebre. Nti ya na omo say Russia Ukraine war enya dia ekun no si o Ghana, so dey na ekun si o baby thousands of kilometers away na yeti Ghana aban say it is the effect of the Russia Ukraine war. Na unim Kumasi airport, Tamale airport,
yes,
apart from COVID, I see a delay airport now. Yani at the time, minority caucus members of the Roads and Transport Committee, eco-share contractors to ascertain, time on be ejuma no. Now, a number of mukancha at the time no. Say Bakuni say the chips that they had to use for some of the Fidia Omodi Sheshe airport no.
Okay.
A bit free Germany.
Okay.
Duduara free Germany, as a matter of fact. And gas supply from Russia to Germany had been truncated. So a lot of the manufacturing plants now are more
Germany no.
Enye juma. Now kakra omo juma no so omo receive orders be brave. So there was a very long line of orders.
Okay.
Nti ebedru yeso no na enye they were giving us some 6 months. How can you sit in Ghana as a member of parliament, as a political party, say that Bibia SC or Ukraine ni Russian team no enya dia enso ebe ha Ghana?
Okay.
How can you even at that level?
Nti afa na watch say enu tin na nkrofo ka say ade na aban si airport awie na esi ho no mia no.
Exactly.
Me wana key component no
Enema bia na aka no be 1 or less than 2%, but it had to do with some chips. Without all of them, the air traffic control system would not work properly. The radar system would not work properly. So see how many Kumasi Airport, Oko General Radar Room Hono, you can see aircrafts even as far as Benin.
Okay.
Kumasi Airport, you can see all the way to Bogatanga.
Okay.
Because you can even see inside Burkina Faso. Then imagine what would happen from Tamale. Tamale will see beyond Burkina Faso into Mali. That is the kind of arrangement that we did for the aviation sector. So to say that NMB Kosovo baby and Ghana buying because is not affecting us, it is completely wrong and pedestrian arguments. In much the same way, Iran ni Israel or Moko Ekwa ever Ghana obey
and can fire home.
Ojasie, they're so far away, thousands of kilometers away. Now, so we all know that baby or her friend Strait of Hormuz between Iran and Oman, just about 30 kilometers. A honor we are seeing in our fango over 20% FR free, and liquefied natural gas over 30% of global supply. FR Strait no. A bomb Baku echo drop her. When I just say we are going to have a very serious, reduction in the supply of global, petroleum products, crude oil,
any gas,
LNG. You have major players in the petroleum industry, oil and gas industry. In Iran, you have Kuwait, you have Iraq, you have Qatar, you have Bahrain, you have Saudi Arabia, and then you have United Arab Emirates. Omunyina fango no omuka edeko amanone no enyina efa ho.
Enam ho na eko.
Exactly. So how can you sit in Ghana and tell me say it will not have any repercussions? So it's just by the grace of God say eyi won no baby here. We don't know who won. I don't know in your books who won. I don't know who won.
Maybe America won.
I don't know who won, but anyway, we may say Trump won for his ability, to get the ceasefire in that war. Maybe that is what is in the situation. But regardless of that, Ansana, you be do some pimpin so no. Before our MPP aban, you be free aban so. Now, in terms of ranking, the cheapest price of petroleum products in Africa, not Ghana, the 11. In terms of the cheapest.
In terms of cheapest.
In terms of the cheapest.
Yeah, the 11.
No, the 11.
Ewa Africa.
Okay. And now the 33.
Hey. The free 11 quarter
33.
Hey. Eba saying.
And I'm say, there are some things that account for the price of petroleum products. A price on the international markets. Number 2, exchange rates. Number 3, taxes, levies, and margins.
Okay.
And Yama may say,
and it determine the price of
petroleum products. Now, availability of product on your market also, deals with some uncertainties. Until all products in storage. Now, HSA, like you don't have any concern, say, China too mu and answer bibisa. Until yewa boyamono. Under the goal for oil deal, Oko he bust at the time, and almost a friend best from bust to best.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe by the time I'm free by so now you're beast. Whichever way, but we are there. And memory, we can say, boss doesn't have cargo. Boss doesn't have products. Now what we have are the BDCs, among our products. So without the private sector, we probably would have been in serious waters by now. But what is even more worrying is the fact that the costs of producing the products and making it available to the markets has shot up by $40 million for the industry. Now, Unima de Conti, me MPA as chief executive now. Bibu have a friend Lakan. Now Lakan and then they say Oko kra fango no ba. Said the beya ube discharge fango no. There were arrangement beer. And I'm say we don't have too much infrastructure now. There will be a friend of all boy BEF, ABB, Ewatema.
Okay.
Offshore mooring facility. There were SPM, and on I receiving crude oil. And there was CBM. So CBM no, and I receiving petroleum product, finished product, petrol, diesel, and now some facility no. Now MPA4 and a control who will bring in cargo on the basis of a certain objective criteria.
Okay.
Said over the last quarter no, why not different one a craft fan go buy. Now what they buy no, you were able to supply the markets, so we know you have capacity. One. Now additionally no, your sound share currently
what product do we have in abundance? Do we have more petrol or do we have more diesel?
Okay.
So we'll allow more petrol to come or more diesel to come depending on what we have available in the country. We know na enye mi CEO kra na me ye. Na me wo officers a mo ye sa adwuma we. Omo ko ye schedule ne ba. Then I'll take a look at it and then I'll approve and I will send the information to the industry. Until for every quarter, for in a year we have 4 quarters. So we do it before the next quarter. So the beya because for go and this tomatoes. Unto me and call
and
it takes about a month or 2 or so, or depending on until vessel no bar. Then you call the vessel from Anchorage to come and discharge.
Okay.
And namely, that function is no longer with MPA.
Okay.
It is with some, some committee that determine who brings in the cargo.
Since when?
It started from January.
Yes.
There is a certain group that is handling it. Today, as we speak, Seaboard, Seaboard bulk distributing companies.
Okay, yeah. Can you from BDCs, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Memory, so because I thought
bulk oil distributors
and then export companies, so we turn them into BDEC.
Okay.
Now, what is happening right now? They say even the guys have written a petition to the president. Said there is some distortion in the market to the extent that Yamau BF time say on this day, a vessel and about will be discharged. And then what you want a vessel be able to with him. Then you are paying demurrage. And those vessels in their petition to the president and the government, they say that there are vessels that are coming from Nigeria.
Okay.
Based on some cartel that is dealing with some elements within our country that is pushing aside all the bulk distribution companies who have held this industry since President Kufuor time.
So in that case, no, omo discharge ma hifo.
Omo discharge ma different, companies. But there is some amount of certainty and predictability in the industry.
Okay.
As far as the legal schedule is concerned, then you release it to the industry. Obienim say and 25th. BDC way na discharge. Obe use 2 days.
Okay.
And ABA obe discharge 10,000 metric tons and 5,000 metric tons depending on the capacity. Or you are way neighbor. You are the way neighbor. There is no such certainty anymore. Until to obia the abedi.
Until wo no a akese bia obe ne no na demurrage acho.
Demurrage acho. So they have paid demurrage of over $40 million.
Over $40 million.
So currently the price that we pay for petroleum product, there is some artificial 60 pesos in it.
Okay.
That is
covering for demurrage.
As a result of
so if enya sa de na maybe anke bit me ba firm by 60 pesos.
Bet me asan perform more.
I don't think ehoko here says why are they doing that?
I don't know, maybe they don't have the capacity anymore to do it by the regulator, but it's an indictment on the regulator, which is the National Petroleum Authority. So BBC, you don't want MPA to be able to do it, then what is the use of MPA? Just here. This is a very simple exercise that like I said, in my time, I didn't even have deputies. All right.
Okay.
So now we have the CEO, we even have deputies. Are you telling me that they don't have the capacity?
It be a job for the boys.
They don't have the capacity to handle. And I know, some of the people who work at MPA, I know they have the capacity. They have the ability to discharge these obligations. So in fact, they were not even, those who were handling that schedule during matter were not even directors. Because it's a very simple exercise. It's a very simple, how say. So right now, the whole entity does not have the capacity to handle it. We have to take it to a certain.
But honorable, apart from when they say as minority,
as a matter of fact, it has gotten to a time say we because we thought say ABR and but the government will even get a sense of the repercussion of what is going on the industry. It had to take the BDC because we didn't want to preempt it and make it look political. But right now, the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors themselves have started talking.
Okay.
And we think that is the way to go. Because em say time now nurses eco strike no a minority and a kan yanka e because e politics aha ene chamber of boko exhibit omwankasa no
the petition so based on that petition no
so you can see that it is not coming from the minority but it is a matter of grave national concern say ye beka ho asem but you see there are a lot of things going on ene me no can say we have seen some amount of increase in the price, the electricity tariffs. We are paying 14% more than we are paying. Then we are also paying water.
And also about 4.5
almost 4.5%. From 1st July, insurance.
Yeah.
Non-life insurance.
And so because
15% VAT.
But electricity in Ukraine most signed the 2.45 come from 1st July.
Then we also had under the certificate of agency 1 CD dumso levy, and that by that 1 CD no price of a petroleum product encouraged by the reason of taxes levies of margin of 1 CD before. Ebekosua 49 pesos, 10 pesos, 30 pesos. But the audacity of this government to raise it to be beer edruno, unprecedented. We haven't seen it ever before. But you see, what is intriguing, and they say they came under the certificate of agency. Say up to this time, they have not been able to increase it. So what was the agency? We thought that there would have been engagement because after passing the law, OMC said, look, the time that you are giving us is too short for us to be able to implement. So Abayan should have known, say, there are people who are going to collect the taxes on your behalf. Have you engaged them? Even majority side MPs were not even engaged. There was no conversation.
Even my majority.
I'm telling you, look, that they were just in parliament. All of a sudden, they sprung the thing on us.
Hey.
So some people woke up in the morning and then they heard that there has been increase in the price in the levy by 1 cedi. A lot of MPs
news say by 1 cedi per liter
because it was done under a certain speed. Usain Bolt and Jesus speed, the speed of light.
Wow,
that is what has happened to us. If it was that agent, why are we not implementing it?
Minority, we assembly pushing for a repeal of that law, another amendment, you know.
That's right.
What has happened to that?
Oh, we have called for the repeal of that law because you see, under the deregulated environment in the petroleum sector, when prices of petroleum products increase on the international markets, Ghanaians pay. So when the prices come down based on some variables, we let Ghanaians enjoy, the reduction in the prices. How is it that anytime that the Ghanaians are getting, who can you say at some point in 2022, price of petroleum product equal all the way to 23 cedis.
23 cedis per liter. Yeah,
exactly. A buyer bedrew 13 cedis. MPP are buying. We pass everything to the Ghanaian because we are not supposed to be punishing Ghanaians.
Yes,
we said that it's a liberal, deregulated market. A cost rule and a perform so. Why are you imposing, burden on Ghanaian people? In any event, the reduction of the price of petroleum product based on the exchange rates, considerations. How much of it has impacted the price of cement? Yeah, free up my so not per cement 83, 90 cedis depending on the location. And then my constituency meter cement 120, 130 Ghana cedis. So what is the impacts of the
exchange rates? Yeah.
What is the impact? OTS. So there are some things that we those economic parameters should inure to the benefit of Ghana for. And I will say exchange rate are improving, but what is it? The price of tomatoes, the price of Milo, the price of sugar, bag of rice.
Yeah.
Then in fact, 1 trip of sand, it hasn't reduced. You just So and then might be saying, we in the minority stand firm with the Ghanaian people. Say whatever is due them, we would ensure and would advocate very, very strongly for them to have that benefits.
And honorable, but look, from what you know, do you think say Sankafu or Bono Buffum Kakra from what we are paying now?
Yes, it's supposed to come down.
And Kabe saying
it's supposed to come down.
Where the can 60 pesos be?
It's supposed to come down to the level of the dollar exchange rate.
Okay.
That is how we've been pegging it for a very considerable long time. So, and then dollar a 10, 20, and now 10, 30, 10, 30, 10 CD, 30 pesos, 10 CD, 50 pesos. That is exactly where.
I say full or no so. Okay.
What you see. So, this 12 CD, 11 CDs, that is not the proper rate that we should be paying.
Okay. All right. I was going to do a video to us. I went to me radio 95.9 Movement Television. Your name, Honorable Hassan Tampurina AD and former NPA boss in Tinseminoti, former Deputy Transport Minister, and then now MP for Gusegu and Air Kasa. Parliament and Dra, you say more approve 7 new Supreme Court justices. Yeah, but yes, a minority, most more support it. How come?
I say, and run a see no. I was say, you're quite chikakra to 2024, sometime in September, thereabouts. President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo nominated 2 justices. To the Supreme Court from the Court of Appeal. Any minority for year vetting no, no, laying the reports on the floor was a very serious thing. They fought it tooth and nail. Why? Before the vetting, almost see number of justices of the Supreme Court is too much, and for that reason, adding 2 more judges was something that amounts to packing the courts. And then instead of Satu, it is 7 and Abba. President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo Obetna Adieso, January 2017, he inherited 13 justices of the Supreme Court. 13 from President John Dramani. All 3 Adieso on the 6th of January 2025. He handed over 13. To His Excellency.
So 13 no better ye. And we 13 so. 1 Fabianka.
In other words, President Mahama handed over 13. Then he came to take over 13.
Okay.
And now what the 7 akaho. 2 now at the kahono. The 2 were supposed to come and replace retiring justices at the time. Omosi Omontiasi. And then almost the 7 across Supreme Court.
Okay.
Now 7 no krano. Sa 2 na ye nominate no omonka
ho omo aye MP Nana do nominate mom call vetting wie no
exactly
omonka ho
okay omo the nipa fufuro completely different and the buy. Now one of the arguments at the time they say, oh, there are senior judges of the Court of Appeal, why say yan fa omo amba and I do we no, but don't forget the fact that that criteria does not exist. That decision lies with the Judicial Council. Okay. And then the President. Then Parliament will go through the process of vetting them. Now, these judges who were appointed by the President, who were nominated by the President, Omunina every Court of Appeal.
Okay.
Now, there is no criteria for this nomination. Ebinumu ha omwache wa Court of Appeal ya nominate omo. Ebinumu yen ena edi omo Court of Appeal ya aban so ena omo Court of Appeal 2022 2023
omo ko 2 ebinumu ho.
Omo ko 2 ebinumu ho.
So ya promote omo.
Ya promote omo ene. Over and above omo ko 2. So if you talk about seniority, why didn't you rather move the seniors to the Supreme Court?
I'm told, sir, the qualification is we are practicing law for 15 years and above.
15 years.
And so once you meet the 15 years threshold,
15 years moral turpitude.
Or magistrate court to cry bit me appointed to work.
You can go. That is why you had somebody from the High Court, for instance, moving straight to the Supreme Court.
And you will be cry on your judge that.
Exactly. You can do in private practice. once you have practiced for 15 years,
Professor Mensa Bunsu,
Professor Herita Mensa Bunsu, Justice Yoni Kuleni, the likes of Justice Dateba, Kluge, a whole lot of them, Modibo Okran, and so on and so forth. Even Justice Taylor, the good old Justice Taylor, eminent jurists, he moved from the High Court straight to the Court of Appeal. So there's nothing wrong with promoting juniors over seniors. We have seen that before. But the principle is that almost in my and Paki Supreme Court.
So who the two choir?
Who the two? Who
Yes,
see
so
two packing? Now 7 they are kind of saying.
And in fact, 2 in the crowns no more could sink of one name.
Almost was see Ibinuma name.
But 7 in India.
7 in India. Almost see and they are okay. And they have found every justification for sir 7. Now let's do some comparative analysis. Under Ghana Constitution, Article 128, I say the Supreme Court shall be made up of the Chief Justice and shall be composed of 9 justices minimum, including the Chief Justice.
Okay.
So we have a ceiling of 9.
9. Okay.
But there's no. We have a floor of 9.
But
we
there's
don't
no
have a
ceiling.
ceiling.
Okay.
In other words, you can appoint even 60. If you go to Article 78. It provides for appointment of ministers. It doesn't provide for the number of ministers who should be appointed. But President John Dramani Mahama said that he was going to give us 60 ministers, not more than 60 ministers. In opposition, they said that we need to cap the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So why are you fulfilling the provision
for the ministry?
The ministers, and you are. What is the reason for the packing of the Supreme Court? A GNT na constitution akase obetimi appointed ministers and mass ceiling Supreme Court so and mass ceiling and no there
now the number say on appoint more than 60 ministers. In fact, he's doing even 56 now.
Exactly.
And I also obanso be cap the Supreme Court. I hold you where jai.
So what is the reason? Who set the agenda biana? Now, let me give you another intriguing fact. In Nigeria, our population is 230 million. Ghana, 32 million. Currently, Nigeria Supreme Court, Ghana Supreme Court, you do so say.
Hey, sir.
Under the Nigerian Constitution, in section 230, it say the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall be composed of the Chief Justice and not more than 21.
Not more than 21.
Not more than 21.
Okay.
Okay. So at some point during President Buhari's regime, they even had 13 for a population of 230
million.
We have 32 million people, and we have now more than justices of the Supreme Court in Nigeria. What is it?
So that is the principle here, not minority Muslim.
So we
support.
took a principled position. Sir, we are not taking this position because we had any personal issue against any of the justices. They were eminently qualified. They meet the constitutional threshold of 15 years at the bar, having been called to the bar, and they are also of sound moral turpitude and all of that. But on the basis of the principle that the court should not be overpacked, we agree with the minority at the time that 7 is too much. And now we have 20 justices of the Supreme Court. At the time, they were comparing Ghana Supreme Court to the US Supreme Court. A population of 350 million people have 9 judges on the Supreme Court for life. Now, Oko Constitution no more under Chapter 11. Chapter 11 deals with the Judiciary. Oben who say there are only 4 provisions that are entrenched. Article 125. Which vests judicial power in the people of Ghana to be exercised by the judiciary. And the Chief Justice at the head of the judiciary. Article 127, which deals with independence of the Supreme Court in terms of your decisions. Nobody should hold you criminally or civilly liable for any decision. Article 145, which deals with the retirement age and so on and so forth and conditions of service. And then Article 146, which deals with the removal of what is going on currently with the Chief Justice. Some 4 provisions in and they are entrenched. any other provision in that chapter can be amended without recourse to a referendum. So if government is really desirous of dealing with the capping of the number of the Supreme Court, this is the time to have done it. We can propose amendments, and then we'll debate it, and then we'll go through the process for many. After all, they have the numbers. So why are you not dealing with these ones? And you are just bent on packing the courts. Don't forget also that when you get to the superior courts, you retire on your salary.
Okay.
You retire on your salary. So
cost
even when
also
you
to
are
the states.
70 years plus 1 month, you leave the Supreme Court. Whatever any justice of the Supreme Court is earning 10 years down the line, that's what you'll be earning. So that becomes a serious burden. So we said that we are going to cut down the numbers of the ministers, and on the basis of the fact, say, we are trying to cut down costs on the public exchequer.
Okay.
Why not on the superior
Well,
court?
maybe I have the answer for the why. Because we say, Nana Akufo-Addo apart court by appointing more judges into your board balance. So there is the 7 to balance the court, and maybe that's the reason.
Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good
And
as
you know,
mine.
I say, be by your friend, me and I throw them, now they are balancing.
They are balancing,
I was a higher win to me radio 95.9, any movement television or Sugu any honorable Hassan Tampuri. Crawford will be any agent. And I see people saying, say, I didn't end the Wunina Moho, Namonta Kasa, and Munia, God has sent a message, say, or Hebrea Ufi NP. And still understanding war issues no one just say oh yeah also we super papa any aje papa but you say a team of members of the minority oko Dr. Bawumia, and I could feel the pain of the minority. Say you don't have the numbers. If more numbers now, Minister can blockade the introduction of the and I said the approval of the new judges, but you didn't have the numbers. Very painful. That MPs near Dr. Bawumia now come home. Oh, okay. Now do my cutting, but yes, all count keke. Now would do my cutting pa.
Was our project with you? Who I wouldn't say. All the way back to about 2018. We made a Bolare interview sometime in 2018, June 2018. I took a position at the time that it should be Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
June 2018.
June 2018. As at that time.
Okay.
I've taken a position that because Zapapano, you need to come close to him to get a certain understanding of who he is. His hard work, humility, and his understanding of the challenges of this our country, and his service to humanity and the party. I think, sir, Ghanaians would be better off when we have him as a president. And it takes, a lot of effort and sacrifice to be able to get this thing done. So some of us are supporting His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, not for any fanciful reason, for the fact that maybe he's giving us money, or for the fact that he has promised us anything, but we believe that based on what we know about him, Papano Okodi Ghana Omampinia, Ghana for Behu say yes, this is somebody who has been properly prepared and ready to serve his people. Minority members of parliament, ACI, say Yatise party no NEC in National Council, ama timelines, and don't forget National Council under the party's constitution is the only body under Article 13(1) that is seized with the jurisdiction to determine the dates and venue for the holding of presidential election and then parliamentary elections. So after that decision was made, as party people, we support the decision of NEC and National Council, and then we decided that now that the date has been given, we need to start indicating where we stand. So after the meeting, we share home. So we decided that we should go and let His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia know that now that they have sounded the date, we want him to know at the back of his mind that in Parliament he has the men and he has the women. So a good number of us, later on some people were challenging the numbers, but we have said that anyone that you find there was there on his own volition.
Okay.
First, no, almost see your no.
Yes, supported Dr. Bawumia.
And now you can say who is in government. Nobody is in government. So anybody who goes to see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has done so on his own volition, on a very strong conviction.
More numbers and you're saying, yes, you're 25. Yes, you see, more you're saying.
As at the time I called Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, now you're 60.
Now you're 60.
Now you're 60. 60.
Okay, and I'm out of the
after that meeting, the numbers have increased to about 65.
Okay.
And that is way over 70%
of the minority
members of Parliament. And I believe very strongly by the time that we go for election on 31st January 2026, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should have not less than 75% of the members of Parliament.
Not less than 75%
of the members of Parliament. Because not that those others who are not with us right now have thrown their support to some other candidates.
Okay.
They have also decided that we should give them time to do further consultation and then consider a number of variables. So who knows? After the period of reflection, they may come to us, and we have made a very strong pitch, and we have made a very strong appeal to them for us to have the numbers that we need to be able to make a statement that the party is united, solid behind His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And the minority caucus, the majority of us don't have anything personal against Honorable Ken Ohene Japan and my very good friend Honorable Dr. Brian
Champon
or Honorable
Educhum
Yahweh Educhum or
Honorable Patrick Boama. Now we have about 4 members of Parliament and a former member of Parliament.
Exactly.
And I'm more host and more called Dr. Bawumia.
But you see, Ukaya 98 primaries. Now Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, now a member of Parliament. Honorable J.H. Mensah, Senior Minister, Member of Parliament. Dr. Kofi Kunido-Apreku, now a Member of Parliament. His Excellency John Adjekun Kufuor, now a Member of Parliament. But he carried the day in Parliament.
Okay.
He had majority of members of Parliament.
Okay.
So the party at any point in time,
ushered the best person for the job.
They don't look at whether or not Enipano a member of Parliament and not say on a member of Parliament.
Okay.
The very best.
So what's the share Ghana for him? Now only Ghana for Kasa. You say when Dr. Bawumia na mufi Northern Ghana free. But we Muslim. You say we Muslim, na Dr. Bawumia so Muslim etunchen. Enipa obomudin. Do you feel in your heart say Dr. Bawumia na ye best in silence now boy and to win power for the new patriotic party?
I think in answering this question, I need to take you back to 98 again. In 1998, Honorable Malik Al-Hassan Yakubu, former Minister for Interior, na onona eyi Mashabejinia, Oche eyi
Yendi, yes.
He was also an aspirant at the time. Na yako tuabano, the number of votes that he got was not even up to the number of delegates from Yendi.
I see.
We are not even talking about northern
region
or northern Ghana.
By Yendi in the constituency.
Okay. So we don't vote on the basis of Bibia or Friba. We don't vote because you are a northerner. We don't vote because you are a Muslim. That is 1998. 2007. the total number of delegates from Northern region consists of now Savannah region and Northeast region. Ebro voter Alhaji Ali Muhammad Nyai.
Okay.
Do you understand? I'm not even talking about Upper West and Upper East.
Northern region.
He came from Northern region.
And ye to abano vote to Nyai was lesser than delegate and if Northern region.
Northern region. Okay. What does that tell you?
It tells you, say, the party don't look for when your baby will be free.
We share baby and nipa free. We look at who amongst the lot is capable of winning political power.
And in fact,
you know, MPP
2007, 2010, and 2014. Yere Akufo-Addo beat Honorable Alanche Martin in all the elections were Ashanti region.
Exactly. Even in the last election.
Yeah.
In the last primaries.
Yeah.
2023. We had Honorable Adainimo, Kobne J. Japan, Alanche Martin.
Yes.
Dr. Kofi Konedo Aprako. There were about 7 or 8 former agric minister.
Dr. Kuto.
About 7 or 8
from the Ashanti region.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia at the end of the second round got over 65% of the votes. Otiasie. In 1998, do you know who proposed President Kufuor as a flag bearer? The late Honorable Mustafa Ali Idris. I remember very strongly. He's the one that came to propose. But Mr. Malik was in the race at the time. So the MPP party is a very wise party. The delegates, those who compose the electoral college, know exactly who can give us power. We know those who have been tried and tested. Like I said, we bear no grudges to any other person, but we are very focused on who we think can get us political power. In this current time, Jidie Enise Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia any power between and a year to me. Now, if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia becomes a flag bearer, what else are you going to say about him that you didn't see in the 2024 election? Again, and now what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia what criticism are you going to criticize him again for? What don't we know about him?
What can we?
So, in the same way that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Baya, Obia and Kaimpose your president Kanazui, near the idea, and never be brebe I see ye. Bas branding. Obia Revi.
Sada and confirm.
Sada and confirm every cup Burkina Faso. Then you know, Obia Revi. He came in as a clean new person. And nobody even talked about Sada again. Nobody talked about Bas branding again. Nobody spoke about, Ford, Kanazui. All of them, nobody spoke about them. So, if we have a new candidate, we are now going to deal with whatever is going to be thrown at the person now. And we are going to be on the defensive. Don't forget, say, NDC Eddie Nipa for Eneba. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been to every constituency since 2008, at least minimum 5 to 6 times. There are places that he has gone over 10 times. He's not a new person. Do you know Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Nobody is going to say that he doesn't know Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So we believe very strongly he's the one who has been marketed way more than any other person in the new projected party. And we believe very strongly he's the one that can give us political power. So that is the position that the minority
MPs no about 65
and said currently the number keeps increasing. We have had indication that some people from our side who hadn't decided currently have taken a decision that no, they believe very strongly that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a candidate to beat.
As a Muslim, meaning so what honorable sticker comments no, or your colleague member of parliament, meaning so you senior and I don't think at the same time. One in the call, so your colleague. Okay. What do you have to say about some more kind?
I'm saying some honorable sticker kind no. Menino akahwasem.
Okay, or personally.
personally.
Okay.
And even on our, minority members
WhatsApp platform. Okay.
Yeah, we have had that engagement at that level. And now we say, whatever it is that I wanted to tell him, I've been able to speak to him about.
Okay.
In fact, there was one occasion that I had a banter with him. The following day, he called me. He's a very nice gentleman. A dear Chieno, a friend me. No catch me say, I can't be Chino. Now I'm funny a drink alcohol, but going forward he would, think about it and then he will reflect. Okay. So now Oko share and I say honorable Stikani honorable Samuel Wuku ni Professor Haruna Mohammed share our TV station biso to discuss the internal politics of the party. And not they stood their grounds and said, they are not going to discuss internal fights of the party on radio or TV. It was when the NDC was having their own primaries, Dr. Dawuro and
Ora
Mahama at the time. They didn't bring their representative to stations to come and matter. They come to the station just like I'm doing to talk about the strengths of their candidates, and that's it. But they don't talk about the bad side or the weaknesses, because you see, it's not her a bit in sema enfata about the other candidates, and in the event say omubi flag bearer, what do we do? My words will be played against me.
Yeah.
And as a member of parliament or as a senior member of the party, I have an obligation to go and campaign for whoever becomes the flag bearer, because any pana, what do I go to tell the people again? So we should be very mindful of our words, so that they say that cows are trapped by their horns, humans
by their words.
Okay. So we are very watchful of our words. And then Honorable Sticker and I, he's my very good friend. In fact, he sits next to me.
Okay,
Parliament. In Parliament.
Okay.
We sit next to each other.
All right. I will have to go there again, because I think that is where most of the propaganda is coming from. As a Muslim and as a Northerner, Dr. Bawumia being the first Muslim leading a major political party in Ghana, and then also the first Northerner leading the new patriotic party. They say someone to amano. Pepe for Antoama Bawumia, Inkremu for Antoama, no Zongo for Antoama, no editing say Sunday Bawumia Babium. And then I can say, to where there all apologies to my boss, Chamaun to me. Ghana for Moon sorry, where the Muslim for Moon sorry, Nayamunti, and Bawumia see. Yes, a man to a mano. It is a more man to a man, the editing said Sunday Bawumia Babium.
So, first of all, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was leading the party as a flag bearer, not because he was a Muslim and not because he was a Northerner, but because he came to the table with something, and Ghanaians were convinced. Otherwise, during the primaries, he shouldn't have won. In fact, he was the only Muslim amongst the 11 aspirants at the time, and he was the only Northerner amongst all of them at the time. So his election was not based on the fact that he was a Muslim or a Northerner to start with. Now, secondly, we are told, and this came from the General Secretary and then some other senior members of the party who are also privy to the report of the Professor Michael Kwe Committee, that religion and ethnicity did not play any role in the election. So we cannot, on the basis of the fact that Dr. Bawumia did not perform, well in Zongos or maybe some other places of the country, to see that this is it. It's a reflection on who he is. If you look at it, the only region that the MPP increased our votes was the Northeast region, which is the region of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So are we going to say that, having regard to the fact that this is the only place where we have increased our votes, so the person who comes from that place should be the flag bearer? Is that what we are saying? That's not the issue. Now, are we also saying, say, nipa dodo 4.7 million now moto abama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? No, they are all Muslims.
That is also not possible.
Are they Muslims? Are they Northerners? So that's not the case. Now, the party's performance cut across the entire nation. We've lost constituency that we have never lost since 1996. Sunyani East, Sunyani West,
Domeko Abinya,
you know, Okankwe South,
Equiapim South,
Equiapim South, constituencies Bibribia, Sekendi, Esekado, Kwesimintim, you know, Shama, Nadia, constituencies Bibieni, and so many other constituencies that we have lost for the first time. That should tell you that all across the country there was a consistent reason, and the reason cannot be religion, the reason cannot be the reason cannot be ethnicity. There's some other consideration that resulted in our loss. And so we as a party have to do some amount of soul searching and some amount of reflection to be able to identify the major reason why we performed, you know, poorly the way we did, and we take it from there. Now we know where we fell short. We know how to deal with the situation. We believe very, very strongly election 2020-28 is for the MPP to lose. Definitely is an election that we are capable of winning. We are capable of winning hands down. First round.
I see.
Very strongly.
All right. I was just saying I'll do a video to us here. Any honorable member of parliament for Gusegu and AD and come Reverend Dr. Joyce Ayi. Semi control social. Social. And Mami Francis is here. Or semi control social.
Strong woman.
Yeah, strong woman.
I have two strong women.
Okay.
You know.
ASP Charles Adaba retired. Also, me sure so what na okrumu open because on your say kanani efro Gusegu Karaga and sana yeba bechim so no semi control social.
In fact, in terms of police intelligence officer detectives,
okay.
I don't think there's anyone like him.
Okay, I see.
I know I have read a lot about him. I was in court during the trial of the accused persons during the Yana issue. The things that the man did, so I was in court those days. He doesn't know me, but when I heard the name, I can relate to.
You can relate to.
You know what happened at the time and how he managed to take pictures. The first person who was shot, where they took the person, the color of the dress that the person was in, his level of recollection of the facts at the time in courts. You know, marveled. You know, was seriously.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that man very well.
Okay. Also mean control so or pay and your saving control so Honorable Clement Wilkinson, former MC Amasamai West. Also mean control so now okay. Ayima Francis mi a mefro nti nipa bebre ani age senior wasi edu nkomo Gordon say abria wo NP no na oma adverta for media na oma pro NPP media and pro NDC media is NDC for by I say honorable Mustafa Hamid Babeto so NDC for by oma NPP for pro NPP media for nyina edin afrim is the advert ma NDC media nko
that is very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate and very unfair.
We need to support the fourth estate.
Yeah, until say no by idea. As a moyi MPP for nyina afrim and on NDC for nko na hwebum agwa. Mary Apia yeda say for your message. Sami Jesse ewo Hamburg or Germany ono so odi ne de aba moro kwame yeda say ne kwasi agi mu nyina so yeda ma say. Honorable yede enkomo no beba wie minim say afei na endra directive if he party ntiaba and they are concerned about heat ne wo party ni mo no as a senior party member of parliament ukrumu for show dey na obeka che party for ne akita for baby MPP ekeka kono because MPP betimi edin konim the next election but yan hwe ya yen be say chances ni nyina. What do you have to tell your party people na fi fan community here?
Let me say it goes back to point me make it just a while ago say the things that we say today will strengthen the party or weaken the party.
It's say police in Yacho. Exactly. Whatever you say will be used against
you. We should know that we have one party, we have nowhere to go, and we need to build the party right back to where it was, make it formidable so that we can go into the next election. One of the key challenges of the party is that under the constitution of the party, we do not have explicit provision for the leader of the party. We are told, for instance, that the national chairman shall chair steering committee meetings, will be the chairman of the council, NEC meeting, and then Congress. But it doesn't say explicitly that he is the leader of the party. In fact, the constitution also even says that the general secretary is not reporting to the chairman, he's reporting to council, he's reporting to NEC, he's reporting to other organs of the party and not to the chairman. So clearly, we do not have clarity
in terms
of who leadership leads the party. So right now, because we don't have a leader, there is every reason why we should, as early as possible, get somebody as a flag bearer so that the person will be the de facto leader of the party. Because Ghanaians need a certain balance in the power, so that when the person speaks, we know that this person is speaking for the minority. The international community, they need to identify who is the leader of the opposition, and the international community would also be dealing with the person on the basis of, the person's position. So there are issues in the party that when you have a flag bearer or a leader of the party, you'll be able to resolve. Currently, we don't have any. Everybody, obia. So that's why I believe that the decision of council for us to have the flag bearership election is one that is perfectly impeccable. I think it's a very sound decision. All of us, whether you support it or not, should look at the good side of the decision, so that we all come align. After all, Choria Benwo.
No aginentem.
Oji anawe jine preko. Oji asiye. Into mumwa yano ntemtem na body.
And one at once.
Then by 31st January we are done. Then we have a figurehead. And we know, this is the person
we are
who is going to lead us.
Moving around.
This is the person who would be the attraction for private sector, for even other people who will be willing, because people are looking for alternatives. People are looking, look, maybe this government is not treating them well, but the opposition is also not organized. We are fractured. So we make ourselves also very attractive for funding purposes when we have a flag bearer. And I think when we do that, so the call by the steering committee that all must be circumspect, a right call. All of us should measure our ways. And I don't know whether sitting here I've said anything bad about any other aspirant other than Dr. Mahmoud Obamia. And I think that is what we should all measure ourselves about. Make sure by the time that you leave, don't leave sound bites, so that you'll be playing the sounds against your own candidate in future. It's an indictment on you if you go and sit on radio or you go and meet people and then you say things that is not unifying the party, but rather divides the party. Unity is strength. Ye kabumwa. I'm say 2028 elections. We are there between.
All right. Honorable Anope, era sepa. I you feel nti wutwam kura ye mfrɛ na wutwam a odi apa utimi wuramu na wabe kama asem na ko baby
Newtown Nima area had semi area
ya
Nima.
I see. And just send it to here.
Come akranta wo yi malata here. This is my area.
I utwam bia wura ha na eni komo. Ye da sepa no pay say wabani ababidin komo. We san hwe wanim biem. So abusia honorable member of parliament for Gusegu, Honorable Hassan Edino Tampuri Tampuli. Okay.
Correct.
Me da sepa.
Ibiana arne elu
ha no ato bo asa bonoboko. Me da say I was anti at the end of the NBC Ira Chris Kwaku me da say technical and production team ni nyina me da mu nyina ase me din Kwaku Dawuro Nyankopon ama